We are live. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. It's Trey, and I brought y'all favorite co hosts with me today, Dazzling Kate. And we're going
Hey
to be
guys, what's up?
we're here to talk about all the BS that happened this week in pop culture, everything, and whatever random news we saw.
Oh my god, I'm not
Oh,
ready for this, but I
it
am.
has been it's been wild this week, guys. If you guys know, Eternals is certified rotten. Praise God. Praise be the Jesus. Praise be the Jesus. I am so happy that it is certified rotten. And of course, you got the fans over there talking about it's amazing. But then when I went into Rotten Tomatoes, and when I saw the audience score because it says 86, right? But then when I went through to read people's stuff, it was a lot of 10 stars and like 10 out of 10. But most of it was nonsensical. It was either in another language or it was like duplicated stuff. And I'm just like, they're trying to artificially boost the audience score to
Oh
make it look like
my
it's good. I'm like, you bitches ain't even slick. Oh Lord, my Lord.
god. Alrighty then. I
Hey
better get
Fire
on
Pro,
doodles.
Free Fire Pro. Hey Taylor, what's up Azrael? What's up Cryptic? We're here, we're live, and we're going to be talking about the things that goes on in geek culture, pop culture, everything. And I'm just like, man, Marvel, DC. This is y'all week. Eat the crow. Eat the crow. Yeah, choke on it.
Oh my
Hey,
god.
yo, Anime, what's going on? Arrow Lopez, how's it going? Marvel stands, bunch of kiss asses. Yes, they are. I just saw this guy. He was on my Instagram, and I guess he got mad that I was saying some bad stuff about Eternals. So because he unfollowed me. And of course, I got the little thing to tell you when somebody unfollows you. So I unfollowed him anyway. But he made a comment on here. Is like he made a comment on here and he was like you guys are just mad that it's diversity and inclusion and we need to have more diversity and inclusion in movies and TV shows and he was like because people, the critics and other people are talking bad about it, we should go to the movies and support this kind of stuff because we need to see more of this on the big screen. And I'm just like,
Oh my god.
you you jackass, do you even understand what the hell you're saying? You don't even know anything about these characters. You only see them because you see a gay person and some diverse people, and even those aren't even the fucking characters. What are you talking about? And no, that is not a good reason to go to the damn movies because the cast is diverse. And the movie still sucked ass. I
Oh my
mean,
god, you don't have to tell me twice.
people who are reviewing it right now, like people on YouTube, a lot of them are like, no, the movie sucked. A lot of people are saying the movie sucked, and then some people are like, they're trying their best to say good things about it, but it's backhand compliments. It's backhand
Oh,
compliments at this point. It's just like, but the movie was bad though. But you're trying, but it wasn't. It wasn't bad. It wasn't good. It was boring. So that means the movie's not good. It's okay to say the movie's not good. It's yes, anima. It's the same nonsensical, non-argument bullshit. Like, oh, we need diversity and inclusion, so let's go watch Eternals. For what? For what? And then people like me who actually know about these characters. No, I'm not the encyclopedia of Eternals because let's be honest, I can't. Look. I love King Jack Kirby and I love his work, but holy shit, the Eternals is some bullshit on bullshit, and not in a bad way, but in more of a mundane way. It's like Kirby was trying his best to do what he did with New Gods, and do it with the Eternals, and it just didn't fucking work. It did not work. Oh man. But at least it was colorful. At least it was interesting. From what I could understand from the Eternals, which I know you guys know. I've been the whole week. I've been talking about Eternal stuff because it's just nonsensical. It's really nonsensical. And yes, I did hear, Taylor. I did hear a lot of the movie is being banned in a lot of mid eastern countries in Europe, and this is great. This is great. You know, and it's kind of funny because and look, I love my cosplayers, but this is one of those times they need to sit their asses down and shut the fuck up because y'all asses don't read these comic books. Y'all see it on TV and they be like, oh, I'm so in love with this character because of the design, but you don't know anything about the character. You don't know anything about the character. You don't know that this character is originally white. You don't know this character is originally this. You don't know who originally created it. The fact that when they're on the red carpet, nobody mentioned Jack Kirby, not once. The only person who mentioned Jack Kirby was Kevin Feige, bitch ass, and talking about we're respecting Jack Kirby's legacy. With what? With what, ho? With what? There is nothing like seriously. Even if I wanted to go and watch Eternals, the fact that nothing looks like the Eternals, this has been one of the most movies where the entire cast has been changed to nowhere look like the characters that we're supposed to be watching. So you change the characters, you change everything about the characters, right? You race swap, you gender swap, then you sexuality swapped a few of them. Okay, so me as a fan who is a little bit of familiar with the Eternals, how can I go and watch a movie where my comic book brain is like, wait, hold on, what the fuck is this? How am I supposed to watch the movie and be entertained? I can't shut my comic book brain down because I've read comic books. This is why I want a accurate representation of these characters on the big screen so people can fall in love with the comic book characters because everybody talk a big game, but don't none of y'all want to go and read these damn books. Not the chat. I'm quite sure you guys know about the comic books, but I'm just saying, as far as like, oh, like I got people on my Instagram trying to tell me, but it's a decent movie. No, let's stop with the mediocre shit. Decent don't mean that it's acceptable to just have a good movie. No, the movie is fucking rotten on Rotten Tomatoes. Normally, I don't even look at Rotten Tomatoes, but I'm gonna look at Rotten Tomatoes because this is the first time where they're not shilling for an MCU movie. You know what I'm saying? Where let's be honest, the movie's not good. It's not good. It's nonsensical to begin with. The drama is more entertaining than the actual film. That is definitely true. And Free Fire Pro said, I like Jack Kirby's Fourth World. I never read anything about the Eternals from my knowledge, and I never recall reading anything about the Eternals. But I like the Fourth World. That's what I'm saying. The Eternals was Jack Kirby's reject version of the New Gods that he tweaked and put them into the Marvel Universe and tried to do something with them. They did 10 characters in a movie, failed to develop them. Kirby did 24 in the first Eternals, including humans, and did it way better. That is definitely true. That is definitely true. But that's what happens when you ignore the entire source material. I don't understand how you keep ignoring the source material and was confused that people were rejecting this. I mean, and let's be honest, Marvel has never been great at selling their cosmetology. They haven't. They have not been able to sell their Cosmo, their space adventuring things for people. The only time Marvel really had people interested in their space adventures was what the Infinity Gauntlet, the Silver Surfer when he first came out, then Annihilation Wave, then the Guardians of the Galaxy that formed after those events, and a little bit of Captain Marvel, not Carol Danvers' ass, but the Marvel one. But other than that, they really couldn't sell it. And the only time space adventure stories in Marvel was actually good is when you had the X-Men, the Avengers, the Fantastic Four. But other than that, when they had space themed characters who were from space itself, they couldn't sell it to save their lives. Like I spoiled the film for myself. The story is ridiculous. I'm quite sure it is. Infinity Gauntlet is the only one I know of that's big. And and that's the crazy thing, Anima, is that they're introducing the Eternals, who should have been secretly set up throughout Phase 2 and through the Marvel Cinematic Universe. People have to remember, like I said in my previous video, Eternals, Deviants, Inhumans, Celestials, all of those characters are tied together. That includes the Kree and the Skrull as well, because the Kree and the Skrull experimented on some of the humans that were part of the Celestial that become the Inhumans, and also you have the Homo Superiors that become some mutants. There is so much complications to the Eternals that you just couldn't just do an Eternal movie. That shit should have been set up in a movie. I mean, in several movies. You should not have had the Eternals and just thought that you could just do a cosmic movie and thought that you can just do it and call it a day. And I guess it might be working. I don't know. Maybe. You tell me. But the fact that Star Fox is being introduced after Thanos is dead, Star Fox, the brother of Thanos, is being introduced in a movie where Thanos isn't involved. It isn't even involved. Unless they're going to bring Thanos back. What is the purpose of this? People have to remember, Phase 4.
Oh my goodness.
I'm sorry, Kate. What you say?
Oh, sorry. My dog was barking and scared the shit out of me. Continue.
I mean, yeah, Finn, I know that the MCU is based off of the Ultimate Universe, but it has a little bit of touch of the classic Marvel regular universe. There should still not be an excuse on not being able to set nothing up. You get what I'm saying? You still need to set that shit up. Oh, and the final end credit included Blade. Yeah, I heard, which is kind of crazy because they shelved his movie. So what is the point of bringing Blade in if you shelved his movie? Oh, we brought Blade in, even though Blade doesn't have any fucking thing to do with this. Oh my fucking god, that's what I'm saying.
It's kind of weird. Wouldn't they want to use this opportunity to connect it to Captain Marvel's sequel because it's space themed?
Yeah. Or Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, which is introducing Adam Warlock, another character that is tied to Thanos that they didn't bring into the movie. But they're talking about they're going to be in the next movies. Are you fucking kidding me? That doesn't make any sense when the characters that need to connect these characters are all dead and gone or ignored because you don't want to pay the celebrities their contract or you don't want to recast. Hell, they even talking about their Black Panther. Yeah, they shelved Blade movie. They took it off of the upcoming slate. So Blade is supposed to be coming in either Phase 5 or 6. But the phase 5 that they're talking about, they already removed it off of the list because they haven't found I believe a writer for the movie. So
I think they're doing the whole, stay in your lane shit again and just hope that they can find a black writer when you could just, get the guy who's writing Superman right now. I hated that sentence.
But the problem is, Free Fire Pro, they probably are going to cancel the Blade movie, and what's going to happen is his ass going to show up in other movies instead. But that is oh my Lord have mercy. Okay, so we're introducing Star Fox, we're introducing Blade, Kid Arrington, whatever his fucking name is, Jon Snow is supposed to be the new Black Knight, but hasn't became Black Knight yet. Okay, so we got 3 heroes in a movie that first off, Black Knight and Blade don't even have anything to fucking do with the Eternals. So why are you even bringing them in there? And then Marvel Disney Plus said that Werewolf by Night is supposed to be getting a special. So okay, is Werewolf by Night going to be connected to the Eternals? And then the producer Nate Grimes, I believe is his name, Nate something. He's a black producer, right, guys? And he was the one who spearheaded and convinced Kevin Feige to race swap all of the Eternals in order for it to be a priority movie. So you have a black man that's in charge, a VP of Marvel's studios, and his dumbass was the one that said, "Hey, let's change every fucking thing about the Eternals." What? But my thing is, The reason why Phase 4 is a fucking failure right now is because they never set anything up in Phase 3.
I think
None
they just thought they were gonna do something. Oh, sorry to interrupt. I was
Oh,
just
sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead, Kate.
I think they were just like thinking for a minute there. Oh well, since we got rid of since we did this end game thing, let's take a quick break. Oh wait, let's extend it a little bit. Even though I think right now should not be an okay idea to like continue the movies right now. We kind of need to rethink because right now they're just relying on overused gags or ideas that just didn't really work to begin with. And at the beginning of the MCU, you had a lot of planning. You had people who were doing these like different hints of these movies coming up, and there's a clip of this character or whatever. And nowadays, it's like we gotta throw these other ideas in. Like it's just let's throw shit straight at the target and see what sticks. And nobody is establishing anything because they're just like, well, it's the MCU. We can just blame it on the multiverse if something doesn't fit well. But the problem with that is like you're not even trying at this point. In the beginning, it made sense to build up for these things, to build up the hype because they were new to this, and since they are getting handed these millions of dollars and other people are contributing money to these projects, they just think, oh well, we can make very shitty movies now because nobody's gonna care. But again, the problem is everyone's going to notice because they want to have a nice quality movie and not so much a piece of shit. Okay, that's all I have to say.
And that's the sad thing too, is just like they were marking on the fact that they had 10 years of history, that they can do whatever the hell they want to without any repercussions. And then when people like me and you are calling the shit out, now they want to try to run behind things or whatever. And it's so stupid. And then of course you got the MCU tards that are like,
oh my god,
you know what? Because it's so stupid. It is so stupid. And hold on, let me before I finish that thought. Yes, I know, Finn. They changed the Eternals into fucking robots, which was stupid. Yes, they disrespected Icarus. I already know that they destroyed Icarus. But let's be honest. The Eternals themselves were already slaughtered when they completely race swapped and gender bent majority of the cast. It's kind of funny that when Marvel introduced those characters, they put what they originally looked like in the comics, and then had the actors standing above the characters, and I'm just like, they don't look nothing like the fucking Eternals. What are you talking about? And then they showed that boring ass concept art for the costumes, and I'm just like, what is this? Out of all the movies to go DCEU route, you decide to use the Eternals.
Shit.
Holy crap. And let's see, you drawing the Eternals, Taylor? I don't know. I might draw the Eternals just so people can see what the Eternals really fucking look like. But Azrael, that's the thing that I want to know is like, because Sony don't own any of the other characters besides Spider-Man concepts, so they couldn't really set up the Midnight Suns with Morbius unless Disney and Sony came to an agreement to do it. But the reason why Sony and Marvel can do the Spider-Man thing is because Sony lets Marvel do something with the Spider-Man characters. So Morbius is off the table any damn way. It would be nice for Morbius and Werewolf by Night, Moon Knight, and them all to be together, but Morbius will be in his own separate thing with Spider-Man when Sony decide to do their own thing. So it's crazy. Kate is drawing. And the Eternals are now machines. In the comics, they were living beings and could procreate with humans. Hell, the actual Icarus was half human, half sun. Yeah, I know. It's kind of crazy. The Eternals movies look like cosplayers from San Diego, and trust me, those costumes are going to be everywhere because there's going to be people like, finally, I can see myself. Oh, go to hell. It's just like the Birds of Prey movie where you can't tell who's looking at them. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm just, how do you take these characters, completely change them, and are shocked and surprised that I don't know who they are. They're not the characters. They don't even, and then my thing is they be like, oh well, they are the characters. but they're just a different race or whatever. But they're still the same character you know and love. No, they're not. I pick up a comic book, I'm reading the character, I know who the fuck the characters are, and now I'm looking at the characters on the big screen, and I'm like, yeah, these characters are nowhere close to anything at all. But yet they're going to convince me that they are the characters, which is crazy. How are you going to try to tell me that the characters I've been reading are the characters? It's crazy. And what's so funny? They made Selma Hayek character the leader of the Internals when it should have been Icarus. And of course, he's a white male, so they had to make him evil for the movie. That was so stupid. I don't a fictional character on the big screen that looks like me to feel good about myself. Exactly. And there are weirdos who feel like they need this representation so bad. I need this representation so bad that I can barely breathe because of how much I need it. It's clear comic book adaptations are vulnerable to political correctness. It's a virus. Yeah, Victor, it definitely is. AO random ass question. Do y'all know Salma Hayek is 10 years older than Angelina Jolie, but yet she looks so much younger? Yeah, I know. But you have to remember, Angelina Jolie was a wild thing when she was growing up. Oh boy, she was doing everything under the fucking sun.
Anyone else remember Tomb Raider?
Ooh, yeah. And I heard they killed Salma Hayek's character, Ajax, I believe. Yeah, they killed that one. And that's my thing too, Taylor, is that they disrespected Jack Kirby and nobody wants to really talk about it. This is a Jack Kirby's creation, one of his passion projects. And everybody want to talk about how diverse the damn movie is, but yet nobody wants to talk about the whole thing. The characters are nothing like what Jack Kirby envisions them. If he was still alive, they'll will his ass out just to be like, this is the creator, Jack Kirby or whatever, and he created these characters or whatever, but he's not going to be allowed to say much or nothing. So, because if he says something, they're not going to like it because you already know he has a lot to say about the crap that Marvel puts him through. Because he was very outspoken. Even when he was alive, he was very outspoken about the treatment that Marvel did for his characters and to him. And no wonder the estates of these comic book artists are literally suing them because look at how the mistreatment. And you got these weirdos who I know y'all bitches grew up in the fucking 90s and 80s. Stop telling me it wasn't diverse back in the damn day. I'm so sick of hearing that shit. Stop telling me that it wasn't diverse. It's been diverse for a long time. Please stop lying to yourself. Damn. Marvel has been hijacked by Disney's vile agenda. That's true. That is definitely true. But people to this day said that there's no agenda. There's no agenda, and I'm like, okay, I don't care who tell it then. I missed the 2000s and the 90s when diversity was done right and the way it didn't feel forced. Right? Yeah. Our culture's peaked in the 90s, pretty much, to be honest. I mean, hell, we can't even have Superman stand for truth, justice, and American way. But for a better tomorrow, though. Yeah, because that rolls off the tongue very well, doesn't it, Kate?
Oh my god. It just doesn't roll off the tongue at all. It's just like, truth, justice, and a better tomorrow. Like, I understand it though. Like, okay, better tomorrow, fine, whatever. Do what you gotta do. But like, when people see these characters, like especially Superman, or like characters that are supposed to represent America, you're supposed to see some kind of idea of what that like I don't know, an example, a mentor, a way to like look into what it's like to be an American. And there's a lot of different like mentors and that kind of thing. It's like, but like Superman has to be one of the biggest of them all. And I understand it's his son saying it, but it's like, it just doesn't roll off the tongue as well. I mean, I'm not going to argue and complain too much about it, but it's like, you got to know you got to know your fans. You got to know your like people who look up to this character and understand what they mean and represent to those people. If you do not know what they mean or represent to those people, then you really need a reality check.
And that's the thing that's killing me too, Kate, is that the fact that everybody want to be like, well, Superman belongs to the world. Okay, bitches, but he's still his base of operation is still fucking America. Damn.
I mean, why else would they invent other characters? Like, wasn't there that Asian Superman? I can't remember his name.
The
Like,
new Superman?
yeah, that one.
Yep.
Like, what's the point of him then? Like, why can't he just be the one who goes like truth, justice, and like a better tomorrow, that kind of thing?
You know, Kate, that's a good question.
Like, he doesn't have to represent America because he's Asian, and like you could have him represent something bigger. Like, maybe, I don't know. It's just I haven't really read the character too much, so I can't really say for sure what this character could represent.
That is definitely.
So.
Actually, that's a good question too. But
we're totally ignoring him, to be honest. Like, compared to John, who's just like getting all the attention. The other, like, the new Superman's just like in the background. You're just like, he's diverse because he's Asian, and everyone's just
now,
like,
if you really wanted to do something and shake up the whole thing, that'll be a character that you should have did something with instead of John. Instead of aging up John, have Kenan Kong come to America and take over for Superman for a bit, like they did with Mon-El back when Superman was off-world during the new Krypton saga. That would have been really cool. Then you could have had him come out the closet and do all that bullshit and see how everything. Oh, I forgot. They probably want to do that because they don't want to offend China.
Yeah, that would be pretty stupid. But again, like, moving to America, doing something new for yourself, that would have been more outstanding than anything else. Like, because again, in China, it's not really well received to being gay or bi. So it's like, we don't want to offend those guys, but you'll do it with the normal characters because you're just like, we're fine, we're totally fine.
And that's what I had said before in one of my previous videos. I said DC, change your Superman is going to have a lot of consequences and ramifications that you guys just cannot handle right now because it's coming. How much nonsense has came out ever since they decided to make John Kent bisexual? It has been failure after failure after like not even failure, but it's been nothing but bad press for these characters. I don't understand what people were thinking. Like, what did you think it was just going to stop? No, DC, these are the ramifications that you have to deal with. Like, to be honest, I know last week Jim Lee was at a convention in New Mexico. If I had the money and the ability, I would have went all the way to fucking New Mexico to go to that damn convention and confront his ass. Yes, I would have. I would have been like, I would have freaked out at first because I am a fan of Jim Lee's artwork. I would have had to let my fandom out first. And then after that, I would have got real serious and I was like, I'm gonna need you to do some things for me, Jim Lee. Step down from DC comic books as a chief director officer because I don't want to hate you. Because right now I'm starting to hate you. I'm really starting to hate you right now because you're in charge of DC comic books. You're a diverse person, and you're agreeing with this bull crap that doesn't make any logical sense. Why? Why are you doing this? And then for you to agree with, they literally got a diverse person on the big screen on DC fandom, and literally had him say, "Hey, we're not doing Truth, Justice, and American Way, but we're doing For a Better Tomorrow." They literally had an Asian immigrant American denounce America in front of everybody, and nobody thought that was weird. Nobody thought that was weird. I mean, the progressive thought it was amazing, but us real fans was like, "Wait, hold on, what?" It's real crazy how this goes. And I really want him to step down because he has such a great legacy of work that right now the stuff that's happening right now with DC is making him look bad. And I don't want to hate Jim Lee, But Jim Lee is a accomplishment that's sitting there. Even if he don't agree with anything, even though he has bosses that have to answer to, but if you're not willing to take a stand on anything, you're just as uncomfortable with the changes. You're much as guilty as the people who said that it was okay, you know? And it's kind of crazy. Oh, wait, hold on, guys. Y'all done said some stuff. Let me see what you guys said. Sorry. Let me go back up. Let me go back up. Taylor, actually, me and Kate already talked about it in the last stream. So you can go back to the last stream if you want to know about our thoughts about the Captain America stuff. Let's see. Free Prior Pro said it's apparently racist to take pride in your culture when Japan in their manga are very patriotic in their manga, but American comics is just bashing America. Yeah, Free Fire Pro, that is so weird. It don't with the American way, and we could be better forever. Exactly. Do people actually believe forced diversity and inclusion can actually change the world? We can't be that delusional, Victor. Apparently, people are that delusional, and they think they can force it on people. I keep trying to tell people it don't work. You can't force it. Let's see. Superman is an alien when it gets down to it. Something many writers seem to be forgetting. Yeah, well, they don't forget it. Third trilogy. That's why they're doing all these changes with Superman because they're like, well, he's an alien, so technically he's not really American. Yes, Coach. The Eternals is banned in China, like most of Marvel's movies are banned right now. All Star Superman is proof that Superman's presence is more relevant, more off Earth than on it. I wouldn't agree with that one. Superman is his presence is needed more on Earth now, so more than ever, to be honest. Superman is Kryptonian by blood. Only even he used to say that he's Kryptonian by blood, but human by soul. He was raised by two humans, his real parents. He's Christian. Yeah, he's Christian, and he's human. But nobody wants to. Nobody wants to. Clark Kent grew up in the South, so that should be expected. Yeah, Kansas. Let's see. Superman travels to different planets and collects endangered aliens in the fortress. Throughout his years, he learned more about his alien origins through the remains of the Fortress of Solitude. Yeah, that's what the Fortress of Solitude was, to teach him about his culture that he came from. But he doesn't put his alien heritage above his human. Super straight. I didn't know you guys were streaming. Yeah. On Fridays I try to stream every once in a while, and I put it on the community tab. I thought it probably might show you guys. I don't know how the community tab works, but I just assume that it'll let y'all know when I'm doing stuff when I put stuff in the community tab. But I'm glad you made it. I had seen the comments said truth, justice, and the American gay. Lies. I think you mean lies, injustice, and the communist way. I actually like this one. I actually like this one. Kate, this one is probably the truest comment right here.
What? Oh, I think we mean lies and justice in the communist.
That is probably that is probably the thingy. Let's see what Taylor said. Kate, how do you feel when DC or Marvel hire you because you're a Native American person? You only draw Native American female character, or hire me and Trey as a black woman to do black people.
Oh
That's
my god.
segregation. Well, like your boy Zach said, the gays write the gays, the blacks write the blacks, the Native Americans write the Native Americans, and the Asians write the Asians.
I mean, I would not mind making a Native American character that wasn't, super Native American to the point where it's like, oh, look, I'm super Native American. Honestly, I just hate when they're just like, oh, wow, look, Native American. Braids, teal, hammers.
I know you're gonna probably be like, "What the hell, Trey?" But I was on Raging Rainbows little review for DC versus Vampires, DC Universe versus Vampires, and the book came out the last week of fucking October, which was stupid. And I had said, well, hell, it's goddamn November. I said, I know y'all. I know this is gonna be something stupid. I know y'all gonna say I'm racist, but I was only saying it because it's just like I can't think of anything else for Thanksgiving. But I was like, why don't they do DC Comics versus Native Americans? I mean, it's November. It's November. They was like, shut up. And I was like, I'm just saying it's November. And that's when we usually bring the Native Americans out and be like, we celebrate you as our friends. Like, so why not do DC Comics versus Native Americans? Where the Native Americans
offended. I totally support this. Just imagine. I totally support this. It's perfect.
Like, like the Native Americans was like, we're sick of the damn universe right now. That's it, brothers and sisters. Our magical Native American magic. We're gonna take down these goddamn these heroes, and they just go on a rampage and just take out most of the DC universe characters. And you're just like, holy crap, these Native Americans are badass. But holy crap, they're killing the characters.
And I was scalp you guys a few times. Kidding. Or am I?
Cut out for a second, Kate. Say it again.
I was just saying, like, I guess we'll have to scalp you guys then. I'm sorry. That was totally inappropriate, but, like, during those times, there were plenty of Native Americans who did attack white people, and, they're both stupid on both sides. Like, you can't really complain that, okay, this group attacked that group, but if you provoked it even more and more, it just went down to a lot of shitty, like, fights, so... Oh
yeah, I mean, I know it was like really one of those stupid things, but I'm just like, because it kind of doesn't make any sense to release a Halloween themed book in November. Really, DC, that you decided to wait until the end of the week of Halloween to be like, here's issue number 1 of our 12 maxi series of DC versus vampires. What? You had 31 days, and you wait literally the last 4 days in October. We're on to Thanksgiving, Native Americans, and Christmas, and Mariah Carey. Step your game up, DC. That would be funny though if DC actually did that, but I feel like people will probably try to turn it more into what it is instead of just enjoying the book. I really believe that book could definitely be fun. And
honestly, it would be kind of interesting to see, to be honest.
And it'll show the Native Americans in like a serious thing where we're not making fun of them, but we're actually showing like, hey, Native Americans, when they come together, they really can do some things. Like, let's stop pretending like they can't do much.
But I don't know. Every time not every time, but like I just thought of this one scene from like that James Bond movie where you have like James Bond fighting those black people, and then you just like see the parade and they're just like crying and shit, and the white guy's just like, then he gets knocked out, killed. I mean, and then they just like happily just walk down like there was no problem, and it's just like, I think that would be kind of interesting for like a Native American scene.
Oh, that would be amazing. The third trilogy, Superman did give up his American citizenship, and there was backlash by it too, to where DC had to retcon that shit because it didn't make no sense because it was stupid. That was stupid. The hell, Superman gonna give up his darn citizenship? That's stupid. Yes, the racism is back at full force under the disguise of progressivism. Yep, that's true. Y'all watch that Ryan Long video where with woke versus racist people where they agree on everything? No, I'm gonna have to check it out. I hate that they got rid of the Lando Lakes mascot because she didn't look white. Oh, Lord have mercy. You can't have nothing. Ain't have shit. I still want Bobby Drake fixed to this day. Oh, Victor, me too. And that reminds me, I read this comic book featuring Wiccan and Hulkling. It was part of Marvel Infinity little thing where they do like these little mini comic books online. And when I tell you that has got to be the most gayest shit I've read, and I was like, "Are you kidding me? Did
Like,
you
is
guys
it
really?"
hot gay shit, or was it just like boiling horrible gay shit? Like,
No, I mean it was like stereotypical gay shit. To be honest,
oh, okay, then
it
it's
was
hot
basically
toxic gay shit.
no, it wasn't toxic. It was more like okay, so you know Billy and Wiccan are. I mean, you know that Wiccan and Hulkling are married now, and
Yeah.
the Emperor, and he's the I don't know what Billy is supposed to be because I don't know how it works with two men being on throne. Okay, whatever, sure, but
Well, one of them's gonna have to be the little bitch. Okay,
yeah,
guys, do not take this out of context. There are
and
some gay guys who like being called little bitches. Okay,
that's
good for
true.
you.
And basically, they invited the gays to their planet so they can have dinner, and that means Bobby, North Star, and North Star husband appeared, and I'm like, so you're really heading it home with Bobby Drake being gay, and you
Wait,
decided
they
that
invited all the gays? Like, what the hell? Like,
well they those are the ones they invited because you know I don't know why, even though there's like
I mean,
about
I guess there's some guys who are really good gay friends, but it's just like it's kind of weird. Like, no offense to anyone who is actually gay friends with another gay person. This is just me thinking, okay, so you're inviting every popular quote unquote popular characters like who are gay, and you're bringing them with for dinner, and you're not inviting any of your like I don't know your straight lady friends or some shit. I don't know like what the fuck you're thinking, but there's got to be there's got to be at least one non-gay friend who can be that awkward person who doesn't fit in, and that would be really fucking hilarious. Like mostly because you're just like, oh wow, so everyone here's like stick.
And you know, they hammered home that how Bobby Drake is single and alone, and
Oh, of course they do.
and I'm like, okay, because you know why you're single and alone, Bobby? Because your ass wasn't gay until 2016. Jesus Christ. But anyway, um, North Star and his husband talked to him, talked to Wicked and Hoagland about what they were going to do with their plans of, you know, are they going to stay on the planet for a long time or they're coming back to New York? Have they talked about it? And, you know, it was the first time they got into like an argument or whatever. And they, you know, they basically talk about marriage. So, Wicked and Hulkling, you know, after the dinner party finished, Wicked and
Thank
Hulkling,
God.
you know, they go and have their little snooze section, but they don't show anything. They just show him kissing, and then the next day we see him wake up in the bed where he's talking, and they're talking about, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know that you didn't want to stay here and stuff like that. And he was like, yeah, I do, but he's just like sometimes I miss our friends in New York City, and he was like, yeah, I know, but as
You
emperor,
could have invited your friends aside from your
I
gay.
know,
Oh,
I
oh,
know, I know.
oh.
And basically they apologized to each other, and before they got a chance to really get to the business, Hulkling was called away to handle some stuff, and a magical Game Boy Color appeared next to Wicked,
What?
and he
What?
pressed
What?
the
What? What?
button.
What? Oh, slow down, slow down. A video game came out. Oh man.
A video game came out of nowhere. I don't
Okay.
even know if it was Wicked who did it because he don't even know where it came from at all. So he pressed the game, and he was like, "Oh, it's a video game of me and Hulkling. It's so cute." And he pressed the button,
What the fuck?
and it's a video game where it's like choose your fantasy or something like that. And apparently, because Wiccan clicked on it when he woke up in the morning, he was with a new man, a man that wanted him to do what Hulkling couldn't do, and Hulkling was with a man that could do what Wiccan couldn't do, and they were under this mind control where he was like both the men were talking to Wicked and Hoagland, and it was like this is going to be such an amazing day and stuff like that. And then of course, you know, yes, I agree, sweetheart, and you see them kiss the people that they're not supposed to kiss, and it said to be continued, and you see this person laughing in the back, and I'm just like, oh, okay, all right, this looked like this might be something retarded. I don't know.
I don't know. That just sounds really weird. Like, what the fuck? I would be questioning how the hell did that video game get here? Instead of
Right.
being like, oh, I'm just gonna play it because I'm a little bitch.
I mean, at this point, you said it, not me. But it's weird. It is weird that they focus so heavily on it. I mean, well, it's not weird that they focus heavily on it. It's just that when you're doing a comic book, I kind of want to see action. I don't
Not
want to see
fantasy.
bull crap. I really don't. Save that shit for webtoons, to be honest. But even because you're on a because that's on a Marvel comic book app. Okay, if I'm picking up a book about Hulkling and Wiccan, I want to see them like fighting people all to protect the planet or something like that. That's what I want to see. I don't want to see them having marriage problems and
Do I look like a 50-year-old woman? No, I don't.
Like, oh my lord. Let's see. There's a rumor that Doctor Strange sequel will introduce Ghost Rider. Why not? Why not, Azrael? They love fucking shit up anyway. Goku from Dragon Ball Z is liked by many people of different races, and he wasn't written for Asians to see themselves. Yeah, exactly. But and guess what? He they don't change his ass for other markets either. They did remove Aunt Jemima. That pissed me off too. I think that happened in New 52. Everything that isn't pre New 52 or Rebirth isn't canon to Superman to me. Yeah. The whole idea behind seeing yourself by the race of a character is just a form of positive segregation. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Man, I feel like I can get a job writing Cap if I said I'm Hispanic immigrant and Marvel think perfect. You must not like Captain America, and I'll think suckers. I love Cap. Kate, you're the only one who would probably be okay. So I'll write it. You take credit. This is just has to be made.
What needs to be made?
I don't understand what you asking for, but okay. Give me a second, guys. I am trying to catch up with your comments. Sorry about that. Because I was talking. Oh Lord. Okay. Let's see. Am I the only one who noticed how much representation of the alphabet community in North America or Western entertainment? I mean, based in comics, it seems like they're the majority. Yeah, and they keep talking about there is no representation. I'm just like, every show, every movie, every video game, every book, every comic has y'all in it. And they love talking about y'all every day. Like what I said, Kate. When I think was it last week when I said watch you. I said watch next week they're gonna bring out a new character that's all of a sudden part of the LGBT, or they're gonna promote a LGBT character every week, and they do it. They do it as on clockwork every time. We can't have 3 weeks without them talking about a gay character or a diverse person of color. Okay, damn. Can y'all give me a good story first? Let's see. Justice for Aunt Jemima. Yeah, for real. Super Straight said they were more worried about Tim Drake and John Kent being bi and trans Amazon to worry about DC versus vampires. Yeah, that's true. That is definitely true. Um, And even in Deceased, all of the stories with what the hell did racism have to do with the zombie apocalypse, and why would Deathstroke care? Actually, I read the first couple of issues of Deceased, and I haven't finished the series. I'm not even gonna lie. It's not because I wasn't interested. I just forgot to finish reading it because there's other books. But I'm gonna go back and read it, and so I can see what you're talking about with this one, Arno. Let's see. The Dark Knight Returns was proof why Superman would have issues being a representative for America, even though the character even though this character, yeah, it's third trilogy because that was a fucking Elseworld stories. That's the problem. Everybody want to look at Elseworld shit and put that on main continuity Superman. That ain't main continuity Superman. It's called Elseworlds for a fucking reason. Jesus Christ. I'm not mad at you, third trilogy. I'm just saying it's That's the thing that gets on my nerves. Everybody always want to focus on shit that's out of character for these characters, and then be like, that's that. Well, they did it in this one, yeah, because they were just trying to show you a different version of what if Superman, not main continuity Superman. Let's see. Again, Hulkling is the leader of an intergalactic empire. His people wouldn't accept his gay because his bloodline needs to continue, especially since he's actually unique and special. Yeah, yeah, Finnick. Actually, that was a problem too that they were talking about. They were like, yeah, Hulkling, but you're the emperor of both the Kree and the Skrull, and you need to kind of continue the line. Like, what's gonna happen? Are you gonna morph yourself into a female to let Billy nut up in you, so you can have a baby? I mean, I guess so if you want to go there with it. Or they might do they might do this. They might take Billy's DNA and they might take Hulkling's DNA and put it into one of those little tubes and genetically modify a child and be like, oh my God, we're finally pregnant. And I'm just like, oh Lord have mercy. They always try to make the whole same sex having babies thing like it's the most simplest thing in the world. No, there's a lot to go involved. That's why a lot of them adopt if they can't get a surrogate or artificial insemination. That stuff costs money. Let's see. Superman doesn't get involved in politics due to how biased he have been when it comes to who he saves on the planet. Lex Luthor is more political figure, so he can fit into that scenario. Yep. Robot. Let's see. I was just talking about that Wiccan and Hulkling issue, and wow, it felt like all of the women seen in the end game. Yeah, let's bring all the gays together. You know what'd be funny if they actually did a scene in a future Marvel movie. He's not alone. He has us, and then you see all the LGBT characters appear out of nowhere. All right. I'm done. That's pandering to a T. At that point, you couldn't say it's not pandering. You could not say it's pandering and it's agenda. No, that is all that it was. Like, oh Lord. Okay. This Iceman comic all over again, pretty much. What are you drawing, Kate? Well, she's drawing random things just for the hell of it.
Yeah, I'm just like going through different like sketch ideas. First it was a portrait, then there was like a design of one of my characters that I really wanted to just get out there. Villainous I'm working on. Like I don't really have a design for her just yet. Just like fiery hair. Oh, and this one character is just basically a Native American like character who just works at a coffee place because in our like the area that I lived in, there was a shit ton of people working in the like tribes coffee areas. There was a lot of them. So I just wanted someone who looked grumpy and hated their job.
Right. Let's see. Even parody comics did better. Of course they do better. Let's see. Remember in Superman's comic when Superman stopped an anti-immigrant terrorist and saved immigrants because he's an alien and getting backlash from the White Ring or something? Lord, I'm not even gonna sit here and lie and say if I remember that story. If you can probably give me the issue number, I can.
Oh my goodness.
Let's see. The perfect example is High Guardian Spice on Crunchyroll. I mean, most of the characters are lesbians. You know, Super Straight, I heard about how disastrous that show is. They said that was a disaster. And I said, of course it was a disaster. And of course all the fucking characters are lesbians. Why would they not be? Because that makes sense. That makes damn sense, God gave. Lord have mercy.
Oh my God.
It don't even make no damn sense. The same thing with that She-Ra reboot crap that Noelle Stevenson did. No, they all can't be LGBT. It don't make no logical sense. It don't make no sense.
Communists. Fuck.
Let's see. How conceited do you have to be to look at Superman and go, that's me? Very conceited, to be honest.
Okay.
Let's see. Have you heard about Magical Guardian Spice? Yeah, I heard about it. Let's see what Finn says. What needs to be made is the Native Americans versus the universe thing. I mean, look, Finn. I think that would be a good idea, but I don't think they'll. I don't think they'll let anything. I don't think they'll let that happen because it'll be protest and people will be upset, and I'll just be like, "Shut the hell up! Let us have fun." And to be honest, I really think that the people that'll be upset wouldn't even be the Native Americans. I feel like it'll be the people. Everybody else will be like, no, let's see how this turns out. But I don't know. I mean, unless, hey, Kate, do you have anybody in y'all tribe where y'all are totally against Native Americans doing anything outside of Native American things?
No, not really. I mean, the only thing I've wait, gotta take a quick sip. My coffee's a bit bug.
Your coffee is a big bug.
Sorry, it's a bit muffed.
Oh,
sorry. Anyways, I haven't exactly experienced people do like saying you can't do anything outside of being a Native American, but I have encountered plenty of racist Native Americans because of like since I'm half white technically, but I mostly look like a Native American, I get interpreted as a full Native American. But then when I bring up that I'm white, people start getting racist. It's like, oh my goodness, I had to not say I was white because if I did, I would have the elderly, like Native American woman basically bash my dad and be like, yeah, your dad raped your mom because he's white. I'm sorry that I'm laughing. It's just that it sounds really stupid, and it's.
I mean, okay. I mean, but at the same time, I'm not gonna. I figured when you said a Native American elderly, I'm like, yeah.
It's really sad to be honest. Like, it's just like I would have to say maybe less than a 1/3, but they're very frequent. They're mostly Karens, but it's hard to explain exactly because they were really talkative amongst the tribe, and it's just, oh my gosh, ooh, you did not want to get mixed up with them.
Oh, I'm quite sure I don't.
Oh my goodness.
I wonder how that love story took place. Ooh, no offense, Kate. Don't get mad at me again. But that's like, so that means your mom and dad had the Disney Pocahontas treatment.
Oh yeah, totally. I like my mom basically had to ask the trees before, touching the white man's dick. Yeah, totally.
What, are you kidding me? For real? Wow. No. That is crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. Like, honestly, to this day, I can't even go to my house without my grandmother scolding the crap out of me for not finding a Native American man to marry and shit. It's like, come on. Like, just because I look like it doesn't mean I'm going to automatically be attracted to someone. I mean, unless they're like Jacob Black, then maybe. I'm kidding. I would never.
Oh, so they want you to keep the bloodline pure.
Oh yeah.
You got to go back to full Native American for the sake of our future tribe. Like,
yeah, okay. It's really ridiculous, to be honest, and it honestly pisses me off because it's just like, okay, fuck you, and honestly, I'm very attracted to white dudes with blue eyes, blonde hair. Like, I like that. And
is your dad like
that? She was just like, no, you can't like that kind of men. You have to keep our blood sacred. You have to make sure you don't, do this and show more white in our blood because we will die out. And it's just like, blah, 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 blah. I heard you the first time. Like, ugh. Like, stop trying to control myself.
Do your dad have blue eyes?
Oh yeah, he has blue eyes. Like, I'm kind of jealous because
that means you got your mom's attractiveness trait.
Yeah, my mom is. Yeah, she's pretty. Yeah, she's totally attractive in her own way.
No, I'm saying I'm talking about like you got her, you got what she was attracted to your dad in you. So that means like you have a type because you got your type from your mom.
Oh right, I thought you meant like look wise from her. Like, and I'm like, oh wait, my mom's not really that attractive. I know I shouldn't be bashing my mom. That's a very terrible thing to do. Don't do it, guys, unless your mom's an asshole like mine and my grandma. They're pretty much like control freaks and shit. So that's kind of why I don't really care for racism between like from anybody, because I don't want little kids growing up like with, oh well, you're not white enough, oh you're not Native American enough. It's real, like honestly the only good stuff from being that way is was getting like the treatment from my grandma from my dad's side. She actually really loved how unique we looked, and she got these little like Indians, as she calls them. I don't really correct her on the preferred term that people use. I'm just like, oh, let her have her like moments like this, please. She doesn't know, but she like I'm not trying to say she doesn't know better. It's just like, back in her days,
she's doing it out of malicious intent.
Yeah, she just likes the cute little braids and stuff, and I don't mind that. I just don't want her dressing me up as that. Okay. Oh man. Oh wait, didn't we skip a subject?
Let's see what else everybody else said. Let's see. Superman has similar skin color to me, but I do not look like him. Hell, he has jet black hair, bright blue eyes, and quad jaws. Yeah, it just happened. Everything is woke in Crunchyroll. Yeah, and they used all of that money. They used all that money that was supposed to be promised to give to the animators who animate the stuff, and it never went to them. That's that bull crap too that pisses me off. High Guardian Spices crack. LOL. The Dark Knight Returns is where oh wait, hold on. Dang it. You guys are typing faster than I can get to the comments. I'm sorry, guys. I am trying.
You're almost there. You're almost there. I can read it if you want. Like, I just need to like rest my hand for a minute.
Okay. Let's see. The Dark Knight Returns is where people keep getting the Batman can beat Superman debate. Like, people do realize Superman's feet. I mean, yeah, that was the start of it, but we've both seen Batman and Superman's feet, and we've seen Batman have taken on more people than just Superman, and he studies people more so than Superman does. So, either one can take it depending on prep time for Batman, but if Superman really wants to, of course. But it is kind of proof to show that Superman has a weakness. That's what it was, really. And it kind of makes sense that Batman can, because he's such an obsessive person that it would make sense for him to have an obsession with trying to kill or be able to defeat any character he wants. Yeah, that's why I don't like Injustice, because people think that Superman will snap if you kill Lois, even though Kingdom Come Elseworld, another Elseworld story, he didn't crack up in the main continuity, didn't do it neither. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird. I mean, but don't get me wrong. I mean, I enjoy Injustice, but I don't like how people look at that and view it as like a classic Batman Superman story. It's not. Jamerson, hey, how's it going? We're over here live streaming. So what did I miss? What did I miss? Us talking about the Eternals.
Yeah, the Eternals movie. Did anyone actually see the sex scene from the Eternals movie? Can anyone like tell me if it's like how, I don't know, how detailed was it? Because apparently it was really dramatic and beautiful to the entire cast and crew working on it, and I'm just like, okay, if it's that good, then it must have brought someone to tears. Like someone to tears.
She did say it was supposed to be beautiful. She said the scene was supposed to be beautiful. I said, okay, helpful. You sniffing your own ass at this point, but all right, let's go for it. Let's see. I have an idea for Marvel if they want to make a good story. Put Kamala Khan in Squid Game. Let's see if she survived that.
Oh my god, that would actually be.
She'll survive it because she's stretchy. So, and like she can make herself rubber, and she has limited killing factor. It takes a long time for her to heal, but she'll heal eventually. Let's see. Free Fire Pro said, forgot what comics in the main continuity comic was called, but basically Manchester Black made him believe Lois was killed to prove that he could crack. Oh yeah, that's main continuity. That is the story. That's the Free Fire Pro. That is the one of the most iconic storylines from Superman history. It's called "What's So Funny About Truth, Justice, and the American Way," which was turned into Superman versus the Elite. Yeah. So Superman versus the Elite is based off of the comic book "What's So Funny About Truth, Justice, and the American Way," to really show people that because it was a story about people being disillusioned with America values anyway, and they were like, "Oh, Superman's just pretending or whatever. If anything happens, he'll snap no matter what they say." And that's the whole message about like what's so funny about truth, justice, and the American way, because everybody was like, no, Superman should kill people. He shouldn't keep the values that America have. You just need to go and do things. And he wanted to prove people wrong, and he did at the end of the story. It's a good read. It's definitely a good read. Superman versus Claw was pretty mediocre, even the original Superman. Well, Arno, the fact that the reason why Superman versus the Claw is pretty mediocre is because it is a retelling of Superman versus the Clan of the Fiery Cross. Duh. It's the same damn story. That's why. Let's see. High Guardian Spice is trying to Steven Universe meets Lord of the Rings, adding Netflix theme info. Yeah. I'm part Native American. We oppressed ourselves. LOL. I'm so done with you, Mitch.
Oh my god.
Karen were racist mix of SJWs. Let's see. Falcon becoming Black Captain America was a bad idea. Falcon was his own character, so why couldn't he be represented like that? He had to take the mantle of a non-Black character to be relevant. Well, third trilogy, I'm not blaming Sam Wilson for it. I'm blaming the dumb writers at Marvel who they feel like they couldn't do anything with Captain America anymore, and they thought that the smart transition was to make Falcon his partner that he had for a long time to be the new Captain America, because they didn't know what they should do with Captain America. And they was like, wouldn't it be cool if Falcon took on the mantle of Captain America? That's what the original intent was before it became, oh look, Black Captain America. Oh god. The evil Superman cliche is getting old. Yeah, it definitely is. It definitely is. Let's see. High Guardian Spice also, they made a male character trans, and then they made that character into a lesbian. That character beat up a person just for laughing or making fun of the guy for wearing a dress. You know what? Look, I'm not about to get into that iceberg of bullshit with that show. I mean, it looked like bullshit from the get-go, so I'm not even about to touch that show. Mitch says, I don't have blue eyes, so I guess I don't have a chance with you. LOL. You never know. I say shoot your shot. You never know. She might, because some women they do say that they're attracted to this. But hey, if you have a good personality and you're nice or whatever, you never know.
Honestly, it's so weird trying to like get this face right. Oh.
Don't worry, Kate. Everyone have their own kinks. I like sisters, but because I grew up in the Caribbean, I have nothing against snow bunnies, and I can see the appeal for yellow fever. But I like sisters. I'm so done with you, Fire Bro.
What sisters like?
Black.
Is that kind of a black thing? I don't
black
know.
Women. Black women.
Oh right, gotcha.
Free Fire Pro said, "Yeah, I could settle for any race of a woman." Oh Lord. Let's see. Jameson says, "Speaking of Native Americans, have you or Kate heard of a character called Rip Claw from Cyberforce? Sure, he's kind of Wolverine knockoff, but he's one of my favorite characters." No, I've never heard of this character.
I actually gotta look that up.
Yeah, Kate, look it up for me. See what this is about. Rip Claw. Interesting. People act like getting with a person of a particular race is supposed to mean a happy ending like Disney movies. Yeah, study relationships in real life. The psychology of a person matters. That's true. That's definitely true. Live action Kamala will not survive the games. Oh yeah, because they changed the power sets. I heard that. Okay, sure. That self-insert crap is just like Sama Amina. She makes the character named Kamala Khan that just so happens to be Pakistani Muslim American, similar to Kamala Khan. A coincidence? Not really. Yeah, it's really not. And on top of that, why would she look up to to Carol Danvers when her power sets is nowhere close to anything that could even be cosmic at all? Like at
I mean,
least
honestly, she was a fan prior to like getting her powers, so I can
I mean,
understand
yeah,
that.
that's true. That's true, but I mean, they could have gave her powers that could have been close to the Marvel family in Marvel comics. You know what I'm saying?
You're
Like
right about that. Like, I
at
think
least
they're gonna do that for like the MCU movie series, whatever the fuck. But it's
at
like
least
it's late. It's too late. You can't tell me. Oh
yeah.
well, we gotta change up her powers. We're almost 10 years into her, first appearing. You can't do this to us. That's really stupid. As much as I don't like her character to some extent, I can
Mhm.
understand respecting the like powers. It's unique. It works. I mean, some people might not like the big hands, like myself. Like I think the other stuff, like shapeshifting, was useful, but everything else, not so much.
But my thing is that's crazy is that's a character that they claim is such a fan favorite. So if this character's a fan favorite like you claim, why would you think changing her power sets makes sense? Especially when you put her in a fucking video game that failed, that failed, that failed. So a lot of people know this character and is familiar with her. And from people who played the game, let they tell you she was my favorite character. Okay, sure. Toxic masculinity, you're a good wingman. Well, I try to be. I try to be. Let's see what Faith says. What do you think of writers dismissing characters patriotism for inclusivity? I think it's stupid. I really do think it's stupid. Just because you don't agree with it, don't mean that the character who believes in it should get rid of it. That's how I feel. Let's see. Taylor said, what if Squid Game, where DC and Marvel characters into crossover, who would survive and get 3 billion?
Oh my
All of
god.
the damn characters from DC and Marvel. What are you talking about? There's barely any characters in Marvel and DC that couldn't be capable of literally passing the damn Squid Games. You know what I'm saying? So it's same thing when they had the anime characters. They had Goku, Luffy, Naruto, Jotaro, and a few other anime characters. They were like, "Who do you think are going to survive the Squid Games?" All of them. Have you not seen what these people can do? What are we talking about? Let's see.
Goodness.
What is your thoughts on the Batman is Gone storyline? Faith, from where? Which comic book? You know how many damn Batman comics there is? I'm just saying. I like that Kapala. Oh Lord have mercy. I like Kamala isn't a clone. Yeah, that's true.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
Monica Rambeau did have powers differently, but her powers are also on a cosmic level. Is Kamala Khan's is? No. Can she fly? No. Can she shoot energy beams? No.
Whoop.
So what's marvelous about her character? Hello, I'm new here. Welcome, Hooten. I hope I said your name correct. I don't want to offend you. Welcome to our stream where we're talking about random things in news. We're just talking and having fun with the chat. Let's see. Imagine that Hollywood is going to fail on anime, fall on anime live action. Yeah, they're trying to rely on live action anime now. It's let's see. I doubt the Eternals love making scene will be any good. It's PG-13. We won't see any good stuff. Yeah, you're probably right.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Yeah, the MCU did disrespect Monica Rambeau. Yeah, they're going to give her Green Lantern powers. Yeah, I heard, which is stupid, which is dumb because that means you don't trust your fan favorite character to hold her own because you knew it was stupid for her powers. Her power set was stupid to begin with, and you know what? I think I've ranted about Kamala Khan for a while. I think I've done several videos and streams where I ranted about this character. I'm not even about to go into it again with this character. Jesus Christ. Give me a second. Kate, you can read the comments right quick.
Sure. Let me check. Oh, fucking focusing. Sorry, guys. Okay, Super Straight. I have heard of that Sana gets royalties and commissions for everything she's in. I remember the Avengers game had used pictures of when Sana was younger as a reference for Kamala. Oh, of course they did. Of course they did. Like, what the fuck? I mean, honestly, I would probably do the same thing for Marvel, just, getting fucking royalties like that, because that's the only way you can do it. Like, because if they're going to use my face for something, yeah, I'm better be getting good money. But yeah, so that's kind of, like, that's interesting, but it's like, I knew that. I knew that. Okay, Arno, no, let that die. Alita was the only exception. Then again, there was Ghost in the Shell. Faith Jones, Arkham Knights, it's a game. Mitch Ryan, MCU is so woke now that, but have Monica, Maria, Fury, Kamala, and a bunch of green immigrants admiring her smug white savior ass. Oh my god.
That is true, Mitch. That is definitely true. That is definitely true. Oh god, you do look up to Carol White savior ass. Like, oh, she's amazing. Yeah, right. Yeah, sure. If you say so. And actually, what's so funny, Arno? Everybody actually sleeps on the Scarlett Johansson Ghost in the Shell movie, but the Ghost in the Shell movie that Scarlett Johansson was doing literally referenced the first Ghost in the Shell movie. So if you've seen the first Ghost in the Shell movie and what Scarlett Johansson was doing, they was actually as faithful as possible to Ghost in the Shell. I don't know what everybody was freaking out. Oh, because Scarlett Johansson, it should be an Asian. Well, no. If you guys remember, if you read something Ghost in the Shell, you would know that Japan's borders opened in the year 2020 XX, something like that, where basically Japan was now multicultural. So it would make sense for Japan to create an artificial robot that looks like a white woman. If you look at the original design of the Major, she looks like a white woman. So I don't know what everybody was talking about. Like, oh, it should have been an Asian. No, it should have been a white woman because she was an android. Let's see. Imagine that Hollywood reboots Dragon Ball and cast Piccolo as black, who's into dudes making Gohan a feminine male bits. Oh, because it's 2021. Holy shit! The Dragon Ball community would not let that go ever. Oh, Hollywood would oh man, bruh.
Oh my goodness,
bruh. Yeah, her original body was Asian, but her brain was placed into an android body. The android body happens to look like a white woman. I don't see any problem with that. I have no problem with, because she's an android. That's what it was. Like, Major was a fucking robot. So why would you put her in a weak Asian body instead of putting her in a strong, artificial, intelligent white woman body that nobody could tell because they all look different now. You know what I'm saying? You know what? It's whatever. It's whatever. I think people were a little too rough on the movie. Let's see. Thoughts on Iron Fist? Stupid.
Nope. I'm gonna pass. Like I can't really express it too much because I don't really know much about the character, so I can't really talk.
The only reason why they did this is because when Iron Fist reappears in the MCU, it's gonna be fucking Asian, just like they did with Snake Eyes.
We're mostly thinking about the MCU at this point. It's like, when are these characters ever going to be used? Oh, right, for the MCU, when we have to look for more diverse characters, we have to make more diverse characters, and that's not going to go well.
And because people who do kung fu have to be Asian.
Yeah, like Chuck Norris doesn't exist anymore, guys. Apparently.
Mm-hmm. They always gonna give minorities scrap, and the woke black people gonna eat it up, not knowing black people are being disrespected. Human Centipede, we're back in the line. You know what? No, we're not gonna talk about the Human Centipede. Nope. That was a terrible movie that I should have never watched.
I'm just thinking about the stupidity of it. It's stupid and gross.
I should have. Man, when he said I got a shit and it went through everybody, I would have been like, kill me now, Lord, kill me now.
I mean, there's gonna be shitty movies, but
I would have figured out a way. I would have figured out a way to kill myself. I refuse to be fused to 3 people. No, no, not in your lifetime. Oh Lord. Snake Eyes flopped exactly because the character wasn't the character. He is supposed to be a white man, blonde hair, blue eyes, disfigured face, mute. Why is he good looking Asian guy? You make it make sense. God, like Jesus Christ. They wanted the show to have an Asian Iron Fist. Second season, they actually caved and replaced Danny with Colleen Wing, Asian girl. Oh, really? I haven't got a chance to see the second season of Iron Fist. But for real, that's messed up. But of course, because they got backlash from when they cast Iron Fist, which that's what I'm saying. These MCU retards don't know anything about these histories or these characters, and yet want to complain about representation that Marvel stupid asses gave in instead of telling them, hey, you dumb bitches, read a book. Read a book. Iron Fist has always been white since the 1970s. Read a book. Jeez. My God. Y'all make me sick. You know what I'm saying, Kate?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. It's just kind of ridiculous. I once had a weird crush on a MCU moron, and he was just like, oh my God, I don't know how to describe this guy because, he was basically the guy who, actually was living in his parents' basement, and he had over 500 Funko Pops. His entire intelligence level of the MCU was probably like, it was over the top. Yes, he knew a lot of things about the MCU, and he would talk about how like the MCU Spider-Man was the superior Spider-Man, and I'm like, did you fucking not watch the first 2002 Spider-Man? Like, what the fuck? You can't tell me that Tom Holland Spider-Man. No, Tom Holland Spider-Man does great in the Avengers movies, but not on his own standalone movies. Unfortunately, it's sad that he can't because everyone's just like, oh wow, Iron Boy Jr. And he's like, this guy was eating that shit up, and I was like, ugh, never mind. I don't have any feelings for you. Oh no.
And that's another thing. The MCU fanboys would love to try to tell you how much Spider-Man Tom Holland is the superior Spider-Man. No, he's not. He's probably the worst. He's probably the worst. I mean, Mitch, we all knew the show was terrible anyway. That was probably the most rushed show I've ever seen besides Inhumans. They literally put that thing together in less than a month. And even Finn Jones, he said that he had to learn the choreography and martial arts in less than 2 weeks. Like, how does that work? How does that work? Oh, Lord. Be like manga fans and read. You would think they would, but they don't want to. Tom Holland is Spider Bitch. Pretty much. Trey and Kate and chat. Marvel Comics changed the characters' race, gender of Ajax, Sprite, and Marnix to match the MCU, which is stupid and doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I saw, and that's why that Eternals book probably ain't doing much of nothing. I think it got canceled after issue 6 anyway, so who cares? Like, you didn't even make them interesting enough, and then you changed them to fit this new change. Yeah, way to disrespect Jack Kirby, but we respect Jack Kirby. We loved his work, but you changed everything about him.
Oh my goodness.
Tom Holland is the worst Spider-Man. I'll stand by this and say that the Amazing Spider-Man movies are better than MCU Spider-Man movies. They are.
I've actually never seen the Amazing Spider-Man movies. I've only seen a couple of scenes here and there. The only
thing about the MCU, the Amazing Spider-Man 2, is that it got overzealous and it's tried to do too much too soon. That was the only downfall of the MCU. I mean the Amazing Spider-Man franchise.
Yeah. Oh, man. I'm actually getting you guys done. I'm surprised I'm even drawing you. You dorky.
Really? Let's see. Their Korean representation in Japan anime, because Koreans are my minority in Japan. Yeah. Korean, Japanese. One of the reasons I hate them changing things in movies because they make the comics reflect on it. Yeah, and that's the problem. That's the real problem. Like, Jesus Christ. Let's see. Tom Holland is so goddamn weak as Spider. Rely on the goddamn iron spider suit to fight off any army. Yeah, he did. The real Spider-Man would never used it. We all know the best Spider-Man is Bully McGuire. Shut up.
Wait, what?
I get annoyed when they say the race, gender, orientation doesn't matter, but they want representation. If the race and gender orientation isn't important, then why change it in the first place? I know the hypocrisy of it all, isn't it? Isn't that funny? The hypocrisy of it all. Get mad at me all you want to. Even the Amazing Spider-Man had more Spider-Man moment than Homecoming. Yeah, and you know what's so funny is, again, like I said before in previous videos, my mom, she's not a comic book fan, but she knows of comic book fans, and she's seen every Spider-Man movie that came out. Right? We go and watch them. She enjoys them, but she was like, she was not pleased. She was not pleased with the MCU Spider-Man. She was like, "What the hell is this?" I was like, "He's supposed to be Spider-Man. He's not Spider-Man. He's Spider-Boy. He hasn't even got there yet. What is this? He's doing less Spider-Man things in this movie than Spider-Man things." And I'm like, "Yep." And where's New York City? I'm like, it's there as a backdrop. Yeah. I was like, I know. That, now that I think about it, the MCU Spider-Man is literally like the first Spider-Man movie where we don't have Spider-Man in New York City. I mean, he's in New York, but Brooklyn. But Spider-Man should be fighting in New York City. But okay, sure, whatever. But I mean, that tells you if my mom, who's a normie person who knows little about Spider-Man, wasn't pleased with Spider-Man in the MCU, you know you screwed up. That's all I got to say on that situation. What about you, Kate?
Oh my goodness. It's kind of weird, but honestly, My sister, she's not really a big Spider-Man fan either, but she can tell when things are bullshit. Like, mostly with the stuff I've shown her and told her, like, okay, here's an example of a comic, and she's like, yeah. And then I'm like, here's an example of what they're trying to adapt in the modern comic or in a new movie. And she's like, but isn't that just a black version of that one? Like, why do that? And I'm just like, diversity. She's like, oh, right, right, right. And then now, whenever I bring it up, she's just like, okay, I think I can tell if that one is fake or not. And she's like 15. Wait, no, 16. And again, she's more of a manga person, but she can tell when there's bullshit in something.
Mm.
Just gotta show her a picture, she'll tell. Oh my goodness.
And that's sad, really, to be honest.
Like, you have potential people who will watch your movies, and they can tell by going onto Google, checking if it's fake or not, if it's true or not, and then they'll be like, "Oh wow, this isn't actually true. This is actually, bullshit."
Mm-hmm.
You can't lie to fans like that. You just can't. Like, they'll find out.
But they love doing it too. They love lying to us. And then my thing is, why keep making movies for people who don't know these characters? I don't understand the like, it don't make the sense God gave. It really don't. Oh well, we're gonna make this movie, but we're gonna change everything about it. But why? For who? For what reason? If the movie's target audience is supposed to be comic book fans, trust me, you could still make the movie. Just make the movies where the comic book fans are more enjoying the movie than the regular fans, because people are going to show up to a comic book movie regardless. But why not make movies for the comic book fans?
Yeah, that was the original intent for the MCU at the beginning. It's just oh, gross, disturbing.
Pretty much.
Oh my goodness. I am surprised I managed to sketch all 5 of these. Oh my god. Now I just need to do another one. Fuck.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Let me see what else you guys said. I am so sorry.
Oh my goodness. You guys are talking a lot. I'm loving it.
Me too. Tom Holland's Spider-Man don't have any money problems. His aunt isn't concerned about his well-being. Peter doesn't like being Spider-Man at times because it conflicts with his personal life. Yeah, especially.
But isn't that the point? Like, him not be liking some objectives. Now, I'm not trying to defend it. It's just like, that's kind of straight on, but it's kind of not. You get what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, and that was the problem. That's the problem with the waste of a movie called Spider-Man: Far From Home. That was so stupid and it made no logical sense. I was like, what is this? This movie don't make sense. It really don't.
It would make more sense if in the first movie they were in New York and then it's like Far From Home. Perfect. Then it would make sense and people would actually appreciate the atmosphere a little better. But it's like people at first, want to actually see Spider-Man in New York and not so much in a different place. I get it. He works with the Avengers, but it's like, he's always going to be in New York 95% of the time. The only time he's brought into other situations is if it involves, important adventure stuff and other junk like that. You can't just pop out and be like, bye, New York, I'll be right back. Just gotta go get a smoothie with the Avengers and shit. No.
Right?
Yeah.
It's so crazy, to be honest.
Oh boy. I gotta figure out what to sketch next. Fuck.
Okay, there we go. Let's see what else everybody's saying. Faith says, why don't the people that's working on these comics and things hush up and just release the thing and see if people like it first and they go yapping? Because they like to get to get fans riled up, and then they like the stands to get behind them and attack them, and they think it's funny and cute. But okay, let's see. My problem with the MCU Spider-Man is we barely get any iconic web swinging scenes like the other movies. That's true. That's definitely true. Good evening, Dominic. How's it going? The reason why Peter keeps going at times because he is reminded of his uncle's words, but the MCU Spider-Man doesn't have any problems and he doesn't have any struggles. And you know what's so funny, Free Fire Pro, is a lot of the MCU fans will be like, well, it makes sense because we've already seen Uncle Ben die several times. And we don't need to see that. Bitch, calm down. It was only 2 damn movies. Shut up. It was only 2 movies where we saw Uncle Ben die. Shut up. And still, it's integral to his character. That's how he becomes who he's meant to be.
Don't even get me started on that. That was super annoying. The excuse of we don't need to see Uncle Ben die, and it's just like they don't need to kill him. They just need to imply that he was there. He made an impact on Peter, whether it's in a flashback or he's mentioned by Aunt May or Peter at some times. It makes a difference. But not having him mentioned or appear, it's like you can't do that. You have to mention him once. And the only thing we got close was his name being on a fucking suitcase. And it's like, what the fuck? No.
And he lost a suitcase and they didn't care nothing about it.
Yeah. Honestly, I'd be freaking out, being like, I need to find it. I need to find it because, you know, it's an important thing. And it's just like, he's just like, oh, whatever. I can get a new one. I mean, I have Tony Stark's wallet and shit now.
Let's see. Lord have mercy. Computer, don't start all that bullshit. Sit your ass up straight. That's how you know he weak. If anybody knows, Brooklyn people can rob a home with a spoon, and Pete had to rely on most tech than his own strength. Yeah, that's true. He is very tech reliant, and Tony Stark depended on too. I imagine that Milestone erased Rocket's baby and rewrite her story that she gets ripped off of it due to her being an independent woman, don't want no kids because in this age they don't want teen mothers in comics. You're probably right. They probably did get rid of it. Chloe Zhao wasn't the best choice of director. I could have told anybody that, but no, they wanted to use Chloe because why not? Let's see. It's funny for the Japanese or Asian countries when it's unfaithful to the source material. They usually hate it. When it comes to America, the West, they don't care because we taught people not to care, and then people who call it out are bigoted and racist and homophobes and everything in between. So you just be like, screw it. Go on the hell with it, man. Because anytime somebody call y'all out, y'all want to shame the people who actually care about the source material and then complain when they don't get the money that they want from it. If they're going to change shit before filming, at least have a plot line to justify such change. They don't have to. Their reasoning for changing is diversity and inclusion. The only constant thing in Spider-Man movies is Ben being dead. Yeah, that's true. Y'all remember Japanese Spider-Man? I sure do. And I remember his little Megazord he had at the end. That was hilarious. Even ever thought about doing a retrospective on Milestone Media and the characters of the Dakotaverse before it was merged with the DCU due to Final Crisis? Milestone Forever is still a solid series. I have thought about doing some stuff about Milestone, but it doesn't seem like anybody cared anymore because let's be honest, the Milestone Return came out and the books are out, but nobody's talking about it past issue number 1 of these books. Like, no, seriously, I can't find anybody on YouTube that's really talking about it. I know I remember seeing one review on Icon and Rocket and Hardware, and that was it. It seems like everybody gave up on the Milestone Returns because it sucks. And you know, if it was good, there'll at least be a few videos talking about it. But because it sucks, nobody's talking about it. but it's sold out. It's sold out everywhere. Okay, sure. No, it was because you didn't order that many books. I keep trying to tell y'all, stop with this nonsense.
Oh my goodness. We are like
Huh?
okay, we haven't really talked about the John Kent situation of that one, like someone threatening DC and how it was like
Oh
all.
yeah, yeah. I'm sorry, I completely forgot. You
I
want to
know
start
I
with?
forgot as well, so it's like
Yeah, let's get into it. So, of course, you guys know the whole John Kent situation thing, which LAPD was sent to protect the artist who was working on Superman, Son of Kal-El, because fans were sending death threats and were saying that they were going to kill the actual writer and people who worked on the book. Oh wait, except for the writer and the artist don't live in the United States, you jackasses. It didn't turn out to be hoax.
yep. That was I think a lot of people like a lot of like social justice people were mostly going into it like, oh wow, look, there's proof of people being assholes about bisexual John Kent. And they were throwing a party about how, someone's life was threatened or someone's possible life was threatened. And they're just like, yay, yay, we can prove that they've been the bigots all along. And I'm like, you're kidding, right? You're fucking kidding me. You can't just post that and expect people to be like, "Oh well, I'm going to join you for your stupid party." uh,
Yeah, and then of course they blame Comicsgate for it and say that they were a hate group who sent it out and stuff like that. When then it was found out that it wasn't even real and nobody apologized or anything or whatever. I mean, the only person that I saw apologize for it was Tristan. She was the only one who apologized for jumping the gun. But other than that, nobody else who was excited and going on the rhetoric, none of them apologized, which I kind of find it funny. I finally found it funny.
it was
I,
definitely weird. That's for
yeah,
sure.
yeah, it's crazy. Super straight. When you were in here earlier in the stream, I had told you that the Rotten Tomatoes for the audience score was rigged. Of course, it's not no damn 86%. If you go and look at the reviews, a lot of it is nonsensical. Just people saying 5 star. No, they're inflating it because they know it sucks too. People know it sucks. And of course the death threats was fake as hell. If it was real, where were the receipts at? Where was the receipts at? There was no receipts, but everybody jumped the gun and said, "Oh, it was really happening." No, it wasn't. It never happened. It never happened. Am I not saying that people don't get it? Of course they get it. I get them too, but I'm not gonna take them shit serious because you'll know if somebody was really for real gonna do something to you. You'll know. But my God, it was just funny that I'm not even upset that the death threat happened. I'm more upset at the people who call themselves fans and supporters of comics or whatever were so gun ho with throwing a group of a side of the fandom under the bus just to be like, oh, see, I told you that these people were hateful, bigoted people or whatever, and we shouldn't tolerate this kind of stuff because oh my God, it's a bisexual Superman. You guys need to get over it with your homophobic behinds. No, guess what? Nobody cares about John Kent being bisexual anymore. That's the problem. And that's why he had to drum this stuff up. I keep trying to tell people the most dangerous thing is to have a person who do not care anymore. I'd rather have somebody complaining about everything that's wrong with the comic book industry than I have people talking about I don't care. And we're getting a lot more people talking about I don't care than we are getting people who actually do care. Like the grasp of it all is just falling right now. And if they don't course correct and if people don't stop trying to take up for these companies, we're going to be in a shit can. And of course, everybody want to be like, "Oh, comic books aren't dying or whatever." But think about it. Let me tell y'all something because some people love to try to throw in these damn sales and be like, "Oh, look at everybody always want to talk about that manga's doing better. Well, look at these sales for these comic books. Let me tell y'all dumbasses something. Manga has been at a solid $10 to $12 since they've been imported here in America forever. For ever since I was physically able to remember buying a manga. It's always been between 10 and 12. It might go up just a little bit if they add extra pages or if it's a big, thick, collectible book, you know. But they usually stay between 10 and $20. And like I said, if it's a big volume of something. But comic books have went from 25 cents, 50 cents, $1, $1.50, $2, $2.50, $2.99, $3, $3.50, $3.99, $4, $5, $6, $7, $8, $9. Like we're paying $10 for a 23-page floppy. For a 23-page floppy. And you want to talk about, oh, the comic book industry is doing good. No, it's not. No, it's not, because if it was doing good, it wouldn't have moved up those prices. The reason why they're moving up those prices is because they have to make up the lost revenue of people who walked away from buying these books a long time ago. If manga and anime books, their volumes, volume 1 of My Hero Academia is $10.99, right? That's $11.
If it's new, then it's like $13 to $14. Yeah.
Yeah.
On Amazon.
What I'm saying is those prices have been the norm for manga since forever. So nobody's really shocked and surprised about the manga's prices. But guess what? When I'm paying $10 to $12 for a manga, I'm picking up at least 200 pages of a story. Now let me look at DC and Marvel. Here's the new Batman comic book issue that's coming out. That came out. 48 pages maybe. 48 pages maybe, or it's like 23 pages. Usually the average comic is 23 to 30 pages, right? Okay. And I'm paying $10. Are you kidding me? And then remember, even if it does say 48 pages or 23 pages, remember, some of those pages are filled with mostly ads. So cut that by a quarter, and you're probably lucky if you're getting 20 to 19 pages of work. Compared to 100 to 200 and something pages of the actual story. You make it make sense. But then people want to brag about how much the comic book is doing. Well, remember, when the comic book itself is almost $10, of course it's gonna look good because I bet you if they drop those comic book prices, we'll see a different story. But they're not gonna do that. And what's gonna happen is, like people have been saying, like Wes been saying, like Hirsch been saying, like a lot of people have been saying, sooner or later they're gonna price us out. They're gonna price us out of these books, and there's nothing we're gonna be able to do about it. Because are you really gonna sit up there and spend literally almost $20 for less than a 50 page book, a floppy? Remember, a floppy. Or are you gonna spend $20 for a 300-page volume for a manga or a graphic novel? Come on now. That's not DC and Marvel. I'm sorry, give me a second, Kate.
Okay.
Entertain the chat right quick. Sorry.
All right. I'll let me take a quick sip and I'll talk. Okay. Sorry guys, I've been super quiet and I'm pretty happy being able to talk with you guys. Oh wow. I have not been checking the chat as of lately. Too busy sketching, and yeah, I've been doodling here and there. Okay. Oh wow, a lot of comic book pros are crackheads. I can totally agree with that, Fire Pro. I've seen so many pros who are just like, oh wow, look at what we can do, look at what we're achieving, and it's just like, okay, if we're achieving something, shouldn't we be getting more sales? Like, shouldn't you guys be getting paid more? I mean, if I was working a miserable job of doing this diversity shit and I'm not getting good payment, like, oh wow, boss, I think something's wrong. We need bigger checks, bigger time, and maybe we should make the books a little bigger for these prices because these prices are fucking ridiculous. These aren't selling. We need to do something right away. And it's been annoying me so much thinking about that. Super straight. Also, some comic book writers are so rude too. It has bad art and stories. Yeah, I've encountered a few people who were very rude. Like I'm thankful I got to meet a few comic book like writers who were really nice and told me like, "Oh, I really like the fan art you made. It's really cute." Or I've encountered like there's very few artists like writers who will be very not caring about which political side you are as long as you are a fan of their work. And I actually again I bumped into like a few people here and there that just left a really bad nasty like feeling in my stomach like once you met them, oh wow, I really don't like your politics. I'm ashamed that you're my fan, or that kind of shit. And these type of people who are just like, I'm glad you're a bigot because I don't really like you. That doesn't appeal well. And what's funny is that the companies are doing shit to like pay attention to how like these writers, artists, and whoever else is working under the like DC or Marvel or another popular comic book like company, like they are controlling them. I mean, I've heard rumors that they are getting social media rules more, but it's that should have been placed under their like employees immediately when social media started to be more impactful. You can't tell me, oh well, now we're doing it. Now we're doing it. But the problem is that you have these writers and artists who just leave really bad tastes in people's mouths and you try your best to support them. Maybe you like their writing style and you're like, hey, cool, I really like how this character developed into that one. But then they're like, oh, I don't like you. Or when you have artists who are just like very amazing artists who just then take a shit on you for wanting to learn how to be like a better artist. Now, if you're just like, hey, how well did you like practice or any of that shit, and then they just like shit all over you once they see that you're part of the conservative side, or you're like you've talked to someone in Comicsgate, and it's just like, oh my fucking god, are you fucking kidding me? Like honestly, I could not deal with any of the writers and artists, and I can't name them because I really don't want to I can't even remember some of their names. Let me be honest. Bad with names, really bad with names. Okay, I'm gonna read this. Oh wow, guys. Oh my god. Super straight. Comics, animation, and video games is like the only industries that seem to hate their fans. Well, in the West, exactly. Free Fire Pro. Boy, I don't know why we get bad art. Jesus Christ! It seems now in the day, back in the day, that crappy art is the norm, and you have to pay more money. Yeah, I've seen a lot of that happen too. Two comic book writers and artists I want to meet are Louise Simonson and Joe Mad, respectively. The latter people will recognize the artists of the X-Men, Battle Chasers, and the Dark Sider series. Oh, those are good choices. Honestly, those are good choices. What are your opinion on the Callart style kit? On the Callart style kit? My goodness, the Callart style. Can you explain what the Callart? I guess I'll just look it up, but if you can explain it in the comments for me to understand a little better, because I don't keep up with a lot of things. Okay, Callart style. Okay, let's see. Checking it right now. Oh my god, no. I hate it. No, it's cute in some ways, but in other ways it's just I keep seeing all these different cartoons like sticking with this like routine, same line pattern, same smile, same eyes, and it kind of scares me a little bit because yeah, they're different stories, but they feel like the same universe. If you know what I mean. Back in like the early 2000s, they had a very beautiful art that for cartoons, like my favorite cartoon would have to be Billy and Mandy. They were very like different, but it worked for their like cartoon. Like you had some gruesome details here and there, or you had funny stuff going on, and it exploded with like different like creative ideas. And there was also Courage the Cowardly Dog. That is one of my most favorite cartoons. That has kind of inspired me in my art, but not really. It's hard to say. Okay, Taylor, if they want to make a bi Superman, why did they make a tragic backstory without a political agenda? How he was bisexual? I feel okay. I'm one of the very few guys like comic people who are like, I don't like mind it. I would really enjoy reading more about it, but I have problems with the story structure. I have problems with the boyfriend figure because it's like stereotypical. Like you meet your boyfriend and you know he's super gay, like whether it's his hairstyle or whether it's his attitude. You're just like honestly, I've met a few, gay guys, bisexual guys, and they're nice and stuff, and every one of them I've met, they're different. And when you see them on TV or in comics or video games, they always have that lingering taste of, flamboyantness and, being feminine to a extreme point. Now, I am not trying to drag anyone under the mud. I am not trying to do that at all. What I'm trying to explain is that sometimes there are different types of, gay people, bisexual people, lesbians, who are, not the typical lesbian, gay, or bisexual person. They're, a unique person who doesn't go copy off of, cartoons, TV shows, all that kind of entertainment stuff. Okay, but honestly, I would have probably made a, if I was in charge of making, John Kent bisexual, I wouldn't force it in the first 10 issues. That needs to be explored. That needs to not be seen as this big pull-in for people to be like, oh my god, it's amazing, it's perfect. You have to show them as human, not this zoo attraction. That doesn't tell me you care about bisexual people, because you don't. Because if you did care, you would make sure that it goes exactly like a straight relationship. Like gay and bisexual or any LGBT relationship is mostly rushed. It's seen as this magical thing, but it doesn't explore, the darkness of it, the grays of it, and that pisses me off because I'm just like, you have a lot of potential to do a good LGBT character, but you don't have the correct mindset to treat them like decent human beings. Like, give them dignity, respect, not this, oh, look at me, I'm suddenly gay now, or bisexual, or whatever. And you just make it seem it's all about that one sexuality trait, or that gender trait, or whatever. And it would have worked better had it just been explored for many, many issues. And by the time Tom Taylor is out of writing, John Kent's story, they're going to either reboot John Kent, or they're going to delete him, kill him. I don't know what they're going to do, but I feel like this is DC's way of, fixing the problem. Either they're going to kill him, do an alternate version, or they're going to, wait a long time before they introduce a new love interest. But that's just me. It would have been avoided had they just wrote the story and not focus on these political issues. People would have actually really enjoyed a teenage John Kent. Not so much his love life, but I feel like he needs to be explored for more of his, unique traits, his friendships with like Damian Wayne, and maybe even different other characters we haven't had him interact with yet. Or hell, introduce new characters, like a kind of cast of characters we would like him to interact with. We don't see a lot of that. And having, Jay be this unique love interest. Sorry, I'm just rambling here. Okay, oh, wow. Oh my goodness. Fuck, I gotta catch up with all this shit. Okay, fuck. Give me a minute, guys. I have not been paying attention to, how fast the comments were going. Okay, my favorite artist is Art Germ, Ross Draws, Saki Chan, etc. Really nice choices. Jamison, gotta go. Stay cool, Trey. Until next time, Kate, you lovely lady. Thank you. I'll let Trey know. Did Trey come back? I don't know. I'll let him know. Don't forget people who are left of center or classical liberals who would get ostracized by members of the public who don't tie the line. Everyone is affected by the current hypersensitive PC culture. Yeah, exactly. They don't look at that. Okay, it doesn't help that DC made a Robin bi before a before and a trans Amazon afterwards. They, yeah, it didn't really help them. It really did not help them when they made those changes. Honestly, we need to explore more depths of, other interesting things in somebody's sexuality, gender, or whatever. I'm not trying to say those aren't those aren't important to a person, but we need to know them as a person. Like I don't want to treat someone like, let's say I'm a friend to a trans person, and I make that their big deal. Like, oh look, since you are now a woman now, you need fake boobs, or I don't know how that works, guys. I'm not trying to sound offensive. I'm just trying to understand it like from a different perspective, because I would never do that. But like if I make that the big deal of our friendship and I treat them as a trans person and not just a person, they're gonna tell the difference. They're gonna tell the difference. And everyone wants it to be seemed like, oh well, it's okay, it's fine. Oh my goodness, I am sorry for like. Okay, oh boy. Oh, and I forgot OMAC and was made trans too. Oh my god. Taylor, woke people on Biden went LGBT human zoo to pandering. It's sad. Yeah, it's really sickening to me, and whenever I see it, I just want to kick whoever's ass made that choice, because that's not how you treat characters. That's not how you treat people in general. No, it's just really annoying to me. Azrael, what's next? Femboy Nightwing? I mean, we're not far behind that. I was actually drawing a gender bent not Batman, Nightwing, because I was just like, I wonder what Dick would look like as a girl. Probably very attractive. Okay, but yeah, that would definitely happen. That's for sure. But the next week, it's gonna be something big changed for like Marvel or DC. One of those two, it's gonna be some kind of big change. Okay, Free Fire Pro. Yeah, Netflix loves doing that now that there's a trope where there's a black person and they're gay, and now they're sidekick. Back in the day, they used to make us smart, and the sidekick now they make us gay. It doesn't make much sense. Okay, trying to catch up everything. Sorry guys. You're talking about the new OMAC, right? Super straight. From what I've heard, the new OMAC is unrelated to the original OMAC, Buddy Blank. Okay, super straight, yes. Okay, Taylor, I created LGBTQ plus characters with some tragic stories and good designs to fix these stories. I used more sense. What's your opinion on the static origin change to Black Lives Matter? When throwing the gun away shows he was a good kid that was caught up in a bad situation. Oh my goodness. I gotta take a quick sip and yeah. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Oh. Well, I don't really have much of an opinion. I'm just, when you're just kind of numb in the brain about all these changes, and like, I'm not saying it's fine. I'm just saying it's like, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised at this point. I do care about these situations. It's just, I'm not surprised about that. Like, it's honestly, ugh. They really just want to reboot everything so everyone gets a chance to touch on the origin story of these characters. But what could be really fun is exploring older characters that have not been touched in, like, decades, years, and they haven't been used in a comic before. Like, there's so many characters in the earliest Batman comics that I really would love to tackle on, and they would be pretty unique to touch on, actually. I mostly remember that, like, one issue of that, like, those criminals named after cards, and I feel like that would have been an interesting concept to have, Joker originally being part of this card game before he went on to become the Joker, like killing off everyone prior to that. But that's just me. Like, I come up with these weird ideas, and I might actually touch on that, but I'm not really sure. Like, honestly, my art style isn't that good. Okay, oh wow.
I'm back.
Oh, you're back. That's great. The only character I had made closely resembling LGBTQ was a fucking genderless android. That actually makes sense, like androids and robots in general don't really have a gender per se, and that actually would make people go like, oh, that's pretty cool. Oh my god. Kate, do you laugh when you hear something new or dumb about a character or story? I mostly play character bingo at this point, like if there's going to be some kind of change, whether it's like connected to like sexuality, race, or gender. I just have this bingo going on, and if I'm right, I kind of laugh. But yeah.
Mm-mm-mm.
Oh my goodness. Oh, Trey, you should get back to talking. I'm like, oh my goodness. Oh, they're
I mean, you
very.
were doing a great job from what I heard.
Oh wow, that's good. I thought I was like, rambling in a bad way where I'm like, oh my god, I can't really understand what I'm saying at this point. Blah blah blah. Oh my goodness. Fire Pro Virgil's classic origin is a timeless in his situation before the Big Bang people can empathize with regardless of ethnicity. Yeah, it's so weird how people just go like, well, it's a black person issue, or it's this kind of person's issue now, not just anybody anymore. It's like, what the fuck? You can't just expect people to just, oh well, it's no longer a white person issue, but there's, like, let's say there's a black person who's poor and hungry, but there's also plenty of people of other races who are poor and hungry. What are you gonna tell them? Oh wait, you're not like black, so you don't get this food. You get what I mean? That would be kind of a huge crisis if it actually happened in a food, like one of those places where they feed you like food if you're poor and shit. I can't remember what they're called. Okay. Oh my god. Oh my god, I forgot about this one. Super Straight. Thank you for bringing it back to my attention. I forgot about this, but yeah, it was a thoughts on Image Comics employees possibly forming a union. Oh my god.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, that piece of bull crap right there. It's stupid. It's not even for the creators, the people who actually do the damn work. It's really for the weirdos at work that want to control. Because if you really look at it, some of the stuff is reasonable. But then when you get down to the ninth question, which was want to be able to cancel a person's comic book who they don't agree with, if they have been accused of things or whatever, and they should have the choice
I'm trying to remember
or cancel. It's crazy, you know.
Oh my goodness! Like, I'm still here. Like, is the mic still working? Yeah, it is. I was worried for a minute there. I was actually looking at that list, and at first I could agree with this, but then when I got down, like you said before, when it's just like, oh, we can cancel someone else's book if we don't like their like how like if they've had some kind of past of abuse or whatever. Like anyone can say, oh well, they used to be a abuser or something else of the sorts, and if they don't have the evidence to prove it, and people are just like all agreeing, yeah, I've seen them do that too. People will lie and use that, and you will cancel someone before they can even get out. Like if they did it that way, then we'd be ending up with a shit ton of situations that shouldn't even be situations.
That is definitely true. So I mean, it's kind of funny that they think that this should work, but it doesn't look like Image Comics is taking them all that damn serious. Because
and I'm kind of glad that they are, because it's like, okay, you guys got a brain now. Congratulations.
Because if I was Image, I'd be like, oh, I'm glad you guys said that. So you're all fired. What? Yeah. Instead of so you since you want to do this union thing, okay, to the left, everything you own in the box to the left. Bye. I mean, I'm all for unions, but to a certain extent, this ain't the business really.
Yeah, it's understandable if they have a permanent spot in the company per se, and not a someone who will be off and on with like working with them, and they can work for other people. But it's like with this, it's like okay, it would only work if you were a permanent resident of permanent worker in general. If you needed to form a union, but with this, it's like you can't really do much. It's understandable if it's a situation like okay for like new people who go off and on, freelancers in general, like they can do whatever they want, but it's like there needs to be some kind of rules for companies for products they made, that they get a certain percentage for after it's made and stuff. Like you have to have that. Like I think that would be a better idea than, oh well, I can control Bobby Joe's freaking book if I don't like his stupid book about cats and porcupines. I can just cancel him. because that's not a good workman like mindset. If you're just wanting to, fire all your associate employees or associates, yeah, I think that's the correct word. And it doesn't look good. I feel like they should have definitely fired those people for bringing it up in the first place. It's like, damn, are you really this stupid? Damn.
And for me, it just all it is just showing like people who want control are the ones that aren't doing the work, are the ones that want to ask for all these little things. But it's just like, no, this is just some cancel culture bull crap. In case I say something that um that you don't agree with, you can fire me or cancel my comic book where I'm doing all the work, where I'm taking all the risks. You guys aren't. So it's kind of weird that you're asking me to let you have control over that kind of stuff. It just doesn't make any kind of sense. You know? Let's see. My dad asked me if I want to see the Eternals this weekend, but I kind of hesitate to see it. Plus, please don't attack my parents for this, but they're not really fans of LGBT, so should I go see it? Azrael, I'm gonna be honest with you. No, you shouldn't go. You shouldn't see it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Not because your parents don't like the LGBT or anything. It's really not worth it. It's not worth it. You really aren't missing anything. I haven't seen the movie, and I already know you're not missing anything. Because did you miss anything when you watched Black Widow? No. Did you miss anything with Shang-Chi? No. Did you miss anything with Spider-Man? No.
Nope.
You didn't miss anything with these movies that came out after Endgame. You really didn't. You really didn't. And the only show that you really had to do that you probably, if you didn't watch it, is probably WandaVision, because Loki was straight trash, and Captain America Falcon and the Winter Soldier was basically setting Sam up as Captain America. So when they do a Captain America movie with Sam Wilson in it, you know that he's Captain America. Other than that, you ain't missing much of nothing. So no, I don't watch it. It's not worth it.
Don't waste your money on it. Just pirate it. If you want to watch anything in general.
The fifth part of the demands I slightly disagree with, because not everyone can work remotely from home as well. Also, employees want to go back to work outside. I mean, yeah, Dominic, but I know some employees do want to work at home, and that's understandable. So I'm not gonna, shame somebody who wants to work from home, but give them the options. All right, dudes, I must be going now. Catch you later, Arno.
Oh my goodness.
But before I do, Trey, I got a name for the sequel. Ascension. Shut up. Shut up, Arno. Shut up.
Sorry. Oh man.
Are you gonna do a male version?
What? I don't know. I'm probably just gonna doodle another gender bent person. I don't know who. I'm just like.
I thought you was going to gender bend Starfire since you're doing Nightwing. I'm like, oh, go ahead and gender bend Starfire and make a male and see how that works.
Probably.
We want to.
I don't know.
With Starfire's skimpiest outfit.
I can't imagine. Okay, maybe if we just had one thong on, I could live with that. I could live. Yeah. Just take it off. Sorry for being a pervert there, guys. I don't mean to.
Of the characters I made who I know the sexuality of, I made a non-hetero character of my action crime screenplay. If I can help it, I don't want Marjorie's sexuality to be announced. And it doesn't have to be. And that's how you do clever storytelling. DazzlingKate as Batwoman.
Man, I wonder how I would look.
Night, Arno.
Tight. I don't want to be in a tight outfit. Like that would make me feel a little bit angsty. I don't know. It's like if it's too tight, I don't want to wear it. But if it has a fucking cool, like those cool gauntlets with like the sharp edges, then yeah, I'll totally wear it.
Let's see. They want the ability to cancel any book. It wasn't the artist either. Yeah, so I'm just trying to figure out who is the union for if it's not for the artists or the creators, the people who actually put the time and effort behind the stuff. So it's weird. It is weird. Don't see it. It looks awful. Also, congratulations for being near 900 subscribers. Oh shit, I am nice. Thank you. That's pretty cool.
Oh my goodness.
Having Sam be Captain America is dumb because Isaiah Bradley was Black Captain America. Yeah, he was, but the world didn't know anything about him. Rule 63. Yeah, super straight. Rules 34.
Man, I gotta fix this a little bit. Okay.
Well, I don't know. I don't know, guys. I'm not. I think it's stupid. I really do think it's stupid. Maybe if it was back in the day, maybe, and if it was really for the artist to be protected, then sure. But because it's not protected by the artist, it's weird that people. It's weird that people who aren't doing the great amount of work are the ones that are asking for a union. I just kind of find it funny. That's all I'm saying.
Oh my goodness.
Let's see. The mangaka group Clam are known for having character ranging from straight to part of the LGBT demographic. Yeah, I already know about Clam. I know very well about Clam. Yep, Clam got something. Does Kate know about the rules? Kate, do you know about the rules?
What rules?
She don't know about the rules super straight. So
What
you
rules?
explain to
What
her.
rules? Am I
Let's see.
going to see Scott Eastwood naked? Oh man, I won't. Damn it! And don't explain the rules to me.
I had a question. Why the F is Starfire's people's black? Because they look at black people as aliens. I mean, I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest.
It's probably the most honest answer like anyone will get, aside from getting an answer from Warner Brothers.
Ooh, got him.
Oh my goodness. No, keep it down. Oh my god, what is wrong with you today? Okay, nothing's wrong with you. You're just being a dog.
You said just being a dog.
Yeah, I'm just like, ugh. I'm trying to, child. I want to make this sketch work. I'm trying to get the proportions out. Because I haven't done this in a while.
Alexio Bruno.
Oh my goodness.
He's supposed to be getting a special on Disney Plus called Silencio Bruno.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Remember when everyone was complaining that it was like the director confirmed it wasn't a gay story, and it's just like everyone was pissed.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny because it's even. I remember I was watching this one person. They was talking about one movie, and they was comparing it to Luca, talking about, oh, this movie can kind of do this, but Disney Pixar's Luca can't. Bitch, he just said that the movie wasn't LGBT, so why are you even comparing the two movies? Talking about, oh, because Disney's scared. No, that's not what Disney want to do. Y'all keep trying. Y'all keep have to remember there are other countries that don't allow this stuff, and they already said several times it's a story about friendship. Not everything has to be about sex. What is with you weirdos?
It's weird, especially since it's a kid's film. It's like, you don't do that. It's understandable if you want to tell a story with teenagers, because yeah, teenagers are still exploring themselves. Fine, whatever, do that. I mean, there was this one time a Ghibli film, like when Murdy was there. I thought it was going to be a lesbian love story. And let me be honest, I was kind of excited for it because Ghibli does everything amazingly. And then I felt really bad afterwards because, yeah, if you guys have not watched the movie, I'm not going to spoil it for you. But yeah, I felt really disgusted afterwards, and oh god, I still feel terrible.
Mm-mm-mm. They're little boys. Please don't make it weird. Too late for that, Free Fire Pros. Go on Instagram and Twitter. It's already weird. It's
It
already
is.
weird.
I don't know how any of these people have jobs, but okay. Just
I'm like,
keep them away
yep,
from the kids.
you aged up some boys, and you made them do the nasty together. Okay, all right. I mean, the only thing I'm glad is that I'm not seeing that many John Kent and Jay Nakamura stuff.
Oh, thank
Thankfully,
goodness. I'd rather.
thankfully.
Oh wow. I'm surprised that nobody was complaining that it should have been Damien because at least then it kind of made sense to some extent. You get what I mean? Like there
Yeah.
was already an established relationship there, but then the problem would be the age difference, and it's just ridiculous at this point.
Ooh, I cannot stand the Titans versus Tamaranians. Why couldn't they at least be a race of African like people with red hair? They look too damn normal. The fact that the whole entire race is dark skinned and black instead of orange makes the most illogical sense. I mean, at least if you're gonna cast a whole bunch of African Americans to be the
Oh my
aliens, at least spray paint them with orange skin and give them the darn hair. It's not that
Yeah,
hard.
they really should have done that. They really should have.
Do you guys think it's weird that Peter Parker has his own harem? Mary Jane, Gwen Stacy, Black Cat, among others? No, because he was growing. He was in college. He was growing up. When you're an adult and you're attractive, after you've been a nerd for a long time, you start looking very attractive to people. I mean, let's be honest. If I could look like Peter Parker today, bet you I get a whole bunch of harms. Um, why in DC Comics when a LGBT ally helped Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn escape? Because diversity in LGBT, LGBT people got to stick together. But they hate when adult females have curves. Yeah, that's true. They don't like when adult women have boobs or ass or body, which is weird. What happened to writing same sex friendship in fiction? In the past, you can tell the relationship is purely platonic with no hints to otherwise. Nowadays, it can be difficult because they they've created an entire group and they cul-de-sacked it and they nursed it and they pandered to it. A group of shippers, you
Yeah.
know, and it's all Kate's fault.
Who? What?
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 Huh?
What?
Who?
What did you say?
What I say about what?
Okay, never mind.
Okay. But yeah, they just kind of cul-de-sac this entire, group of shippers and LGBT people who want to be seen and heard and be like, oh yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
And it's sad. Well, you was about to say something, Kate?
I wasn't gonna say anything. I was just like trying to get the sketching finished, to be honest. Okay. I know you said to do Starfire, but I just like honestly, oh my god.
You could do Starfire after.
Yeah. Definitely. Just gotta
Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends? I don't know, Super Straight, but like as Adele said, go easy on me.
do yep.
I was still a child, didn't get the chance to feel ill the world around me.
Oh
I had
my
no time to choose, but I chose to do. So go easy on me. So go easy on me. Oh, okay, random question. Am I the only one who thinks there could be an agenda behind the lack of stories of a woman befriending and protecting a boy? Last of Us, Logan, X-23, Punisher season 2, Terminator 2. No, I mean no. I think it's an agenda too. I mean it's a trope agenda that goes back to be like, oh, you have these men that'll protect these people, and then after that, the young person don't need the person no more man than anything else. I mean, better than the person who was saving them and everything. It's crazy. That reminds me of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier shipping. Ugh, gross.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe they prefer masculine women over feminine women because they love their snoo. Yeah, they do love their snoo. You mean Abby from The Last of Us? Oh God,
Oh no.
not swole bitch. That what she is, swole bitch. No, no thanks. I don't want that. I don't want that. Look at how they reacted to Dave Chappelle's just for some jokes. Yeah, yeah, and some people are so sensitive that they sit up there and did a walkout that was successful that made them look crazy, and then you have celebrity allies, and I'm just like, oh, go to hell, go to hell.
Oh my goodness. I'm having way too much fun with this one.
Let's see. I feel like wasn't there one more thing we were supposed to be talking about? I feel like we
Okay, I'm trying to remember it too because I know there was something we both wanted to talk about immediately.
I know, right? Okay, we talked about the fake news about John Kent and how they threw the fans under the bus just to get people to be like, yeah, the fans are toxic, even though they really aren't. Okay, so we talked about that. We knew it was a hoax. We know Eternal suck ass. God, I feel like we're missing something.
I have no clue. I'm trying my best to remember. It's just very hard to remember when all the shit's been going on like crazy. Oh my goodness.
I mean, we know that David Chappelle show happened, and I stand with Dave Chappelle. Comedy isn't supposed to be one of those restrictive things. If you get offended, oh well, grow a pair of balls.
Yeah.
This girl is taking care of her friend child because she is not in contact with her family. The two remember her mother and her son relationship. The girl is taking care of her friend's child because she's not in contact with her family. The two meet her mother and son relationship. Her friend died. Oh, okay. Let's see. In an action crime screenplay, I mentioned I have two characters who are supporting characters duo. I consider making them lovers, but I snapped out of it. I almost got brainwashed, y'all. You almost did. Oh yeah, Twitter is mad at Chris Pratt, and now they're trying to use his children against him, like as if he's not supposed to be happy that he has children or have a wife that he loves. I'm like, wow, you guys are just weirdos. You guys know that Dave Chappelle had a trans friend? Yeah, we know about that. We know about that. She defended Dave, and her own community came after her, and then after that, she committed suicide, which sucks. I mean, that really does suck, to be honest. Give me a second, guys.
Trying to see if the height's right.
Okay, let's see what else you guys are saying. The Guardians of the Galaxy video game is what Marvel's Avengers tried to be. The former is based more on the comics than the MCU counterpart. In spite of some minor changes, it's really good. I heard, Dominic. I heard, and that is really sucky, to be honest. That they was like, oh yeah, we did Guardians of the Galaxy, and we did better than a Marvel Avengers game. And they even Square Enix even threw Crystal Dynamics under the bus was talking about it was their fault. It was Crystal Dynamics' fault this whole time. It was not our fault. It was Crystal Dynamics. Maybe we picked the wrong company to do this job. You knew that from the get-go. Remember that time that Elliot Page tried to bully Chris Pratt? Yeah. I don't, and that's what I'm saying. And I don't have no respect for that thing anymore because that thing was in the wrong. Should have never attacked that man with no proof at all. At all. You don't have no proof. You can't attack a man just because he goes to a church that you don't agree with. That's not how this works. I'm so glad I never installed the Bird app. Do y'all have a Twitter, Trey and Kate? Because I stay away from that toxicity. Kate does.
I do, but I don't really like use it to like the point of being like, oh my god, I hate all like SJWs. Like, I mean, occasionally I'll be like, okay, this doesn't make sense. And then on that occasion, I'll get that one little whiny little brat who's just like, you're so wrong, you're a racist, and I'm like, okay, what race are you? And they're like, I'm white, and I'm like, oh wow, you're white? Well, I'm Native American. You're being racist to me. And they're like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. I didn't know you were Native American. That's so sensitive how they are. It's just, oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. But yeah. It's just ridiculous.
You are definitely right.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I'm still trying to remember what it was, but I can't. For the life of my brain, I can't.
Remember what? Oh wait, hold on.
Okay. Okay.
Let's see. Super Straight says, got any tips for art, Kate?
Oh, I got a few. Like, honestly, it's kind of weird, but just doodle. You don't know what you'll come up with because I have not been letting myself doodle or do anything as of lately because my schoolwork has been killing me. Like, ooh, so much shading, blending, and paintings that I didn't realize how much effort my brain was putting into the process instead of actually doing it because I've been like delayed with that. And honestly, I'm pretty proud of how this work looks. Like the size difference. That's what matters to me. The size difference, because I see a lot of people keeping the characters at the same height, and I'm like, that's not realistic. That is not realistic. It's understandable when it's a small chibi style, but it's like you can't do much with if you're trying to make a have it look realistic, as in height wise. Like the height difference. That's like one whole head. One whole head. A lot of people don't pay attention to that stuff, but I do, and I'm like, I need to make it look like it actually came out of, something anatomy like. So I'm too happy with the anatomy, to be honest. I mean, maybe there's something I screwed up on, but I'm not complaining. I might actually finish this, but
hey.
But yeah, I'm too impressed with this. I feel like I didn't draw it. You get what I mean? Like, when you have it good, when you can't even recognize if you've done this or not. Oh my god. Trying to put it back into the... Okay, that's one thing I really hate. Okay. But yeah, let's see. I'm surprised nobody can even recognize the character I drew next to, like, Dick.
I mean, if that's not Starfire, I don't know who the hell it's supposed to be in.
It's actually one of the newer characters that came out in the last year. I will see, I want to see if any of the people can recognize the character. If not, then I will let people know.
Wait, is it that spray paint girl that was in DC Rebirth?
Yep, Defacer. I've fallen in love with
Yep.
her character, and
Okay,
I'm just like, I
Defacer.
love it.
Actually, she was a pretty good character before they screwed her up.
Right?
Well, they're not together anymore. Remember?
Well,
and then they kind of wrote her out.
nope. I'm gonna keep this as my like personal favorite chick now. It's like, if she's not interfering with Corey or Barbara, she's definitely working.
Let's see. The more I see or hear whatever Elliot Page does, the more I see Page as a really sad person who has some underlying issues. I remember the Wachowskis as they are before and after they transition. You know what? 3 years ago I found out that the Wachowskis transition. People were like, "Oh, no, they're not guys anymore." I was like, "What are you talking about?" Yeah, the Wachowskis are guys. What are you talking about? They were like, "No, they transitioned into what? They both turned into women." Oh, Lord have mercy. I must see myself out. I'm so done. Somebody was like, "Is that Harper Row?" No. Is it Ant-Man? No. I thought it was Ash from Pokemon with the gas mask. I don't know why. Oh yeah, Elliot Page or Elliot or whatever. The girl who is no longer a girl is now a guy now. Oh Jesus, hold on. Okay. See, this is stuff that gets on my nerves. This is the stuff that gets on my nerves. The pronouns, the transition and stuff is so much to remember. God.
Honestly, it's not hard for me because it's just like, oh, cool, you're a chick now. Okay, I'll use she and her like pronouns, and I know it's hard for a lot of other people, but for me, it's just like, oh, okay, if you look like a girl, then you're a girl then. But if I bump into someone and they say they're non-binary, I'm gonna be like, okay, I'll try to remember that. Like, I'm not trying to say this is a bad thing.
I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you, Kate. I can't do the they them thing. I can't. I try, and it just doesn't work because my brain is like, what are you, stupid? It's one person standing in front of you. There is no two. And I'm like, I know, brain, but they're talking about no, there is no they. One person, single. And I'm like, I know, brain. Do you see another? Is there another person standing next to the person?
No.
Yes, no. Okay. So it's just one person. There is no they, them. So what do you see in front of you? I see a girl. She's a girl then. Okay. Okay. Like my brain's like, you're not about to sit up here and reprogram it to believe in bull crap. And I'm like, I understand. And it's not me trying to be malicious. It's just that's something how I was raised, and you have.
It's understandable. Like
I look at things on a scientific level or a logical standpoint. You're not going to convince me. You're not going to convince me. Like I said before, like I told you before, Kate. I said what I believe in I said I believe in LGBT. That's it. That's it. Everything else after the T, it's irrelevant because that's just nonsense. They're trying to no, stop. You're adding unnecessary things on there. You're either a lesbian, gay, bisexual, or trans. If you ain't none four of those, I ain't trying to hear it. I'm not trying to hear it. To the left with that nonsense. Go on somewhere. Just like with that Rachel Dowling woman, which I'm transracial, where I was born a white woman, but I identify as a black woman.
Oh my god, I hate that. I can understand, okay, transitioning to another gender, fine, whatever, good for you, buddy. But transitioning to another race, that's like, okay, this is gotten crazy. Like, where did you fall when you were a baby, please? Was it Mount Rushmore? Did you fall off of Mount Rushmore, honey? Like, what the hell?
Yeah, Super Straight said what's weird is both of the siblings transition. Yeah, that is something weird. That is very weird, to be honest. I still call Elliot, and I still use she. Yeah, I mean, I see her as Ellen Page myself. I don't see her as Elliot, because even though she said she transitioned, I'm like, into what? Because you look like you. All you did was cut your hair. And let's see, it's like Venom when he says us or we. Well, not really, Super Straight, because with Venom there is another person inside. I mean, like, it's Eddie and the symbiote. Those are two people. I mean, well, it's, you know what I'm saying, it's two figures. But what I'm saying is, if if I had said, if you guys saw me in person and I had said, refer to me as we, a lot of y'all be like, we who? We who, bitch? It's only one of you. No, I am we. Because now I sometimes feel like a female. Bitch, what?
Sorry. I'm kind of laughing at the image of you trying to attempt to be female.
I know.
It's bad. It's just I can't imagine it, Trey. I just can't.
I know. I'm just trying to use myself as an example. Using pronouns is a slippery slope. And you know what's so crazy, Mitch, is that they're trying to come up with words and meanings into other languages. And other languages are like, no, you're not going to do this. You're not going to come up in here and try to change our language to match y'all stupidity. And I agree. I was like, I agree. Now, gender bent Starfire. I'm sorry.
I'm trying to find the right breast size. It's pretty hard when I can't think straight. Okay.
The Umbrella Academy is going to make Ellen's character Vanine a trans, because since she's transformed. No. Like she
no,
said
we don't need this. We don't need this, please.
Like
I love the Umbrella Academy too much.
Give the roles to the preferred sex. So since Elliot is now a man, she fired. I mean, he's fired, or whatever. He's fired. You bring in a real woman. No, you're not going to sit up there and change the comic book character.
You
just to fit her needs. That doesn't make damn sense. God gave. Somebody argued with me on calling Elliot Ellen when referring to her role in the movie Super, where they made fun of male rape. I said, I'll call him Elliot today, but Ellen is when she was Ellen. That's true. That is definitely true. Hold on. Oh Lord. Non-binary don't make sense to me, but if they call them, despite how confusing, I'll call you whatever, even though I don't believe in it. I mean, Fire Pro, I try, but my bluntness stops me from trying to sugarcoat your feelings. Like I said before, science don't care about your feelings. Therefore, I don't care about your feelings. I don't. I am closer to being black than I am being a woman. I guess so, Mitch. Asexuality is sort of also part of the LGBT because they don't have sexual desire. Intersex people are hermaphrodite, so I don't know if the birth defect. No, because that's a birth defect, because a hermaphrodite is still like it could be a girl who just happened to have a dick, or it could be a guy who just happened to have a vagina and a dick at the same time. So no, I wouldn't consider that LGBT. It's just a birth defect. And I still don't consider that a sexuality. Free Fire Pearl, just because you're asexual doesn't mean that's a sexuality, because eventually when you do have sex, which you are going to, an asexual person most likely is going to have sex with somebody, even if they're not that damn, you know what I'm saying? You would be, if the asexual person have sex with the opposite sex, they're straight. If they have sex with a gay person, then they're LGBT. But until then, they ain't part of the LGBT community unless they are lesbian, gay, bisexual, trans. That's it. We're not doing all of that other stuff because when you add more, it'll never be good enough. It'll never be good enough. And they keep adding new words every week. No, I'm sorry. We're not doing this. Not today. Not on my watch. Not on my watch. As Blair White and Sophia Narzwitz have said before, the LGBT community have become their own worst enemy due to their action of loud vocal minority. That's true. What about Olin London as Korean by using pronouns Jim? I was like, what the fuck? This is a real person that was very racist to me. I felt so bad for Asia. Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying we can't keep having all of these new words and new things for people to feel comfortable with themselves because it opens up a whole can of whoop ass at this point. Does Elliot's new male part work? I'm confused. How does it work exactly? I don't want to know, to be honest, Azrael, and I could care less. Latinx. We don't do Latinx around here in these parts, sir. Ellen is still Ellen. I mean, that is definitely true, to be honest. My friends who are part of the gay demographic keep their distance from the community. I don't blame them. Those people are weirdos. They say people who give birth instead of female women, ladies, and mothers, they can only give birth. Only they can give birth. Men can't give birth. Yeah, but they're even trying to get rid of the word female and women and ladies and mothers, and then trying to like birth people and people who bring life into it. Like they were trying to come up with other words that don't mean female, women, because it ignores the trans or whatever. And I'm just like, oh my God, how moronic do we have to be?
Oh my God.
I know, Kate. I know it's real stupid. Men like blue in sports, girl like pink in dolls, but I like pink in sports, so I am non-binary. I mean, that's probably what they would have labeled you as. Non-binary people reinforce gender stereotypes between two binaries. Ironic, yeah. Right, asexuality, asexual isn't a sexuality, it's a lack of sex drive. Exactly. Does non-binary mean people have identity disorders since it doesn't make sense? Like what the fuck? Who's we or they? Yeah, they got a mental disorder, to be honest, if you ask me. Apparently being straight is homophobic according to them. I heard about that. I did hear about that, where they're really trying to like make it where if you're straight, you're homophobic. Like being straight is homophobic to gay people now. And I'm just like, I'm so done. Mitch said, Kate, you aren't a woman anymore. You are a person. That is more inclusive language that doesn't offend the trans community. Could you imagine if people in the LGBT community was like, look, it's a birthing person. Like, could you imagine, Kate, you go to a place with your friends and you run into those woke LGBT people and they're like,
oh my God, I would be like beating the shit out of them with like, I don't care if I get on the news for beating them up, but if they misgender me and call me a birthing person, I'll be like, well, they're the one who fucking misgendered me, so fuck you.
Be like, excuse me, did you just call me a birthing person? Like, yeah, that's what we call women. Bitch, call me a woman. I'm a real woman.
Oh my God. Just imagine if like somebody was just like, since they wanted to test how the doctors would react to a birthing, man, and the man's not really, trans or anything. They're just like, just a normal man, and they're not even giving birth. Like that would be a lot of a waste of a lot of medical bills, and like it would just piss off a lot of doctors. And it's
I mean, they saying they're literally saying pads and tampons are offensive now, are homophobic to trans people because they're women too. And I'm just like, but they don't get menstruals, bitches. What are you talking about? God. Jesus Christ. How's that offensive? They don't get cycles. They don't menstruate. They can't push a baby out their vagina.
Oh,
Only women.
oh man, that
Real
hurts. Thinking about that hurts. Oh my god. Ooh.
Let's see. Tricks and Doritos thoughts. Actually, I don't know anything about Tricks and Doritos. I mean, they're good snacks, so that's good.
I wish I could have some.
It's funny how in the past work of fiction have handled gay people well than the modern day to say
wait,
only
I
certain
just
ethnic.
remembered.
Huh? What
I
happened?
think I just remembered what we were supposed to talk about.
What was that?
The whole situation with like AT&T with like doing the whole race education shit and blaming white people.
I mean, you know what's so crazy? Each of the companies done got caught with this bullshit.
Yeah.
Oh, so just letting you know, Mitch. Anybody in here who is white, you guys are in trouble for just being white in the company. Yep. Yeah. So if you're white, you might as well just leave the company because you're in trouble. You are racist because you are white. Yep. And guess who's leading the charge in this? White people. I can't make this shit up. I can't make this shit up.
Oh my god.
So the company executives and CEO is white. They made rules that said if you're white, you're automatically a racist. I'm confused. How that work? No, seriously, somebody explain to me. How the hell does that work? Mitch said they're using gender and as a simile for personality. Yeah, it's so stupid. Yes, women's rights are going downhill. Taylor, Kate, you guys are women. Start fighting back. Be like, hell, bitches.
Can we start the Hunger Games thing? Because I think that would take care of all of our problems.
Right. Okay. The Solar Knight said, let's put this in perspective. Why call a flower a tree? It can identify as a tree, but the term flower in any language was made for stuff that grows petals and nectar. No use in changing it. But yet they want to change it. Only women don't give birth. Men can give birth too. Pretty much they're saying. That's what they're saying.
Well, I'm just trying to imagine a man trying to push something out aside from, his seed.
Most of us can't handle pain like that. Thank you very much. So
I've seen so many other people like wear those like fake pregnancy bellies or menstrual pain things. Like I can't remember what they were fucking called, but man, they were like on the ground at like setting 2, and it's just like man, that would suck ass for any guy who has to change up and actually give birth. They would like.
I think one guy when he did, I think he wet himself because he was like, oh god, the pain. He was like, this truck made me pee on myself.
Oh my god.
Oh Lord have mercy.
Oh my goodness.
They're trying to make it if you want to something, a trans person, you're straight. If you're straight, you're transphobic. Oh yeah, I heard. Yeah, they're basically saying if you don't want to date a trans person, you're transphobic. You have to want to date a trans person, no matter what the reason it is. You have to include them when you're including the opposite sex. And I'm like, that's not how this works. How do you feel about an ideal of casting a trans woman to an iconic female character? Marvel said they're open to it. I'll kick Marvel in the throat too.
Wait, who's going to be trans now?
Azrael said, how would you feel if they cast a trans woman as an iconic female character? No.
Oh my god, just imagine. Like they would probably, I don't know. The first character that comes to mind of them fucking up because they want to do it would probably either be, I don't know. I see kind of, like Invisible Woman maybe. Like I don't know why I immediately thought of that character, but it's like, Marvel will do anything at this point to say we're diverse now. But at the most, I think they would mostly make her a black woman just to like annoy everyone. It's like the fuck.
Like I said, I'll kick one in his throat. I'm serious. Now, then y'all can really be like, "Oh, you threatened? Yeah, I sure did. I sure did. I sure did." Because you talk stupid. You talk too stupid.
I'm going to no stop. No.
Let's see. Yeah, I'm good with simply pushing pre-humans out of my PP.
Oh my god.
I think us guys will probably die. The world would not be populated with guys if we had to do it. I'd be like, nope, I'm not doing it. Well, sir, you got to know I'm not having a baby. I refuse to push. It's coming out where? Nah. Oh, you don't lost your mind. I am not doing that. No, thanks. No, I am not a woman, so therefore I am not about to do this. Can you call your parent with the unknown gender? Call them therman, them man. Oh man, that sounds so complicated. We're not doing.
Wait, like, are you asking us to like call our parents by like them and they, or like parent, like birthing person?
Oh yeah, if your parents is one of those non-binary people, I'm like, oh god, them parent. Oh Lord have mercy. Don't use pronouns. Reminds me of Sports Illustrator having a trans person on the cover. Yeah, and they thought that was a good idea too. And even Victoria's Secret, and we see where they're at right now too. Thoughts of Playboy putting males on their cover is stupid. Go to Playgirl for that shit.
Right?
Go to Playgirl for that nonsense. You want to put a male on the cover? That's targeted.
Expressing support.
Uh-oh.
And Nick Spencer both received death threats at Marvel over their spike.
Hold on. Oh Lord, that's Raging Rainbow. And my YouTube done pulled them up when I was talking to you guys. That's so random.
Oh my goodness. Oh. Oh, dang, guys. We've been almost going on for 3 hours. 3 hours.
I can't believe it. Let's see. Netflix is moving to live action. Hold on. Live action One Piece. We all know they're going to take away Robin's Curve and Naomi. We know Hollywood treats Redhead. Yeah, the characters are not even look like anything at all, and we're just gonna have to deal with it. And if we say anything, we're racist and all kinds of stuff. So it's one of those things.
Oh my gosh.
Tom King had to hire I don't remember it ever going. And then the Nick Spencer.
No, don't do that. Okay. That's fine.
I like that pose that's going on right there, Kate.
Yeah, I was basically not sure exactly what I'd do the pose as. So she's just gonna hold her space purse because, space purses can be anything at this point. It could be a dead person's head, or I don't know, like what is stylish on Tamarin.
Let's see. I don't see the point of pronouns. I being misgendered on the phone because I don't really have a masculine voice like that. I think it's because I grew up with 3 sisters, but I'm still straight. Yeah, I don't understand the pronoun thing too, but it makes people feel special.
Oh my gosh. Something tells me I may or may not come back for this as a painting. I don't know.
Let's see. Some of my comments aren't showing up on the screen. Oh, really? Dang.
Maybe they're just making it as an offense to them. I don't know. Like if YouTube
anything, let's see. It look like my PP is transphobic. It gets soft in the at the sight of male physical features, and it won't be completely removed by transitioners. I guess my is offensive. I guess it is. I guess it is. Yeah, I don't use them. Berserk is going to have a live action film. Yikes! Oh God! Yikes! Give me a second, guys. Okay. Let me. Give me a second, guys. Give me a second.
Oh my goodness. Oh.
A circus around your.
All right. Give me 1 second, Kate. I'm gonna share the screen right quick.
Okay.
I'm gonna put you back on. Give me a second. Okay. Okay, guys, this is the guy I will be watching.
And now all of a sudden, DC, like, oh well, the media,
right here,
the news was
his
talking
name
about
is
this.
Raging Rainbow.
This issue is going to be worth a lot of money, and if I get like the second printing, I can hang on to that, and it'll be worth money someday.
Reader who talks about
like there are people who bought millions upon millions
he's
of
not even into
Superman comics,
this stuff,
and a lot of people still have them. And you can
right now he's talking about the whole bisexual
you know what I mean?
Superman stuff being fake. But I'm gonna mute him right quick. But I'm just saying this: if you guys want to actually hear an opinion from an LGBT person who actually don't agree with this bull crap, this is the guy that you should follow. Just letting y'all know. Just wanted you guys to see this person right quick.
Oh wow.
Oh look, she's talking about a friend.
No, it went back to like non-volume, like dude.
Oh.
Calm down. All right. Everybody gets threats at some point for something, especially when you're like doing shit like this. Like I said, when you're making this big media splash,
he's talking about your friend.
Someone's going to come along and try and just talk shit to you in whatever way they can. So that's not that big of a surprise. Did Urban Legends even get a second printing? Yeah, the one
it was
with
funny. I just had to let you guys hear it. But yeah, no, for real, guys. Check him out if you guys want to actually get an opinion on an LGBT person who actually talk about stuff and actually be for real. Like he's bisexual. He has a boyfriend. And he talks about comic books, and he don't agree with the nonsense that they be talking about. You know what I'm saying? I see that Free Fire Pro went over there to Dylan's page. Oh, Free Fire Pro, you a traitor. Let's see. The Solar Knight says, for American stories about women befriending and protecting boys, there was Gloria, Proud Mary with Taraji P. Henson, and those who wish to be dead with Angelina Jolie. Literally the last 3 stories. Yeah, you're right. The closest thing I'll get to being respectful is when I refer to them by their names, like Blair White. I like Blair, and I will only refer to Blair as Blair. Understandable. What are your favorite titles, heroes, villains from the Wildstorm universe? I like the Authorities. I fell in love with Midnighter and Apollo. I don't like something about those 2 characters. because they were such a Batman Superman archetype that I enjoyed them. But I haven't read the Wildstorm universe in a long time, so my memory about the books are kind of So hey, let's see. The audio is jacked up. Can you put a link on the chart to us? What link, Taylor? Because I'm about to say just type in Raging Rainbow on YouTube and you'll definitely find him. It's literally it. Raging Rainbow. Damn. Just some guy is bi, I think, too, and he's also liberal. Oh, really? I didn't know he was bi, but I think he was liberal, I believe. Have you ever heard of the character Inferno? There are so many people that are Infernos, Azrael. You want to give me a little bit more than that. You know what I'm saying, Kate?
Oh, what?
You know what I mean? People with the code name Inferno.
Oh, yeah. There's so many. Oh, goodness. Yeah.
Which one you drawing now, Kate?
I just doodled something mostly because of my a bit of love for hats, because I haven't drawn any good characters with hats lately, so I've just been it's not really a character, it's just something I was just like, I want to draw a character with a hat. You get what I mean? I hate hats, but today I'm just like apparently liking it. So yeah. Oh my goodness.
Right. Old Image was awesome. Yeah, it was. I found Raging Rainbow's channel. Thanks. Yep. And any of you guys go over to his channel, tell him Trey sent you. Thank you very much. I'm just saying cross promotion. It looks nice, Kate. That's what Free Fire Pro said.
Oh, thanks. I've been doodling for a little bit, and I honestly feel a little better because I haven't been able to draw anything that I like for a while, and I really don't like painting. We do these composition shots where we have all these different things, and they're there, and it's like my instructor is a pain in my butt, but I know she means well, but it's like, can I just get the rules broken just once? Just let me paint something simple. But it's like, nope, you got to find all these different things that you probably don't have, and somehow I have them, but it's ridiculous for me. Honestly, I'm super pumped. I can't believe it's November, and I don't know, I can't believe I'm going to be doing tons of streams this entire month. I'm looking forward to hanging out with you guys when I can for Trey's channel. This is definitely my favorite place to talk about comics and stuff. And I probably will only be doing streams because my recording equipment sucks. I can't use anything with storage anymore.
That reminds me, Kate. They're bringing back the Tim Drake stuff because they're talking about the upcoming Urban Legends is going to continue Robin's story and how he's going to deal with his new life as a bisexual person and being a superhero. I'm like, what the? Come on, let this story go. We don't like it. We don't want it. No.
I see a lot of people who are just so excited about it, and I'm like, can we maybe have you guys heard of Apollo and Midnighter? And they're just like, no, and I'm like, you want good characters, but you just want them to be, popular. Not every character you think of that is going to be your favorite is going to be popular. I mean, a lot of people will say their favorite is Batman, Superman, Green Lantern, Wonder Woman, blah, blah, blah. But, honestly, for me, I love characters that are just in the background, who basically are dislikable. I mean, John Constantine is, my go-to character. I mean, yeah, he's gotten a little bit more popularity because of his like TV show, his appearances in like Legends of Tomorrow. But it's like you don't know what he's like in the comic books more so than what he's like in the shows. And honestly, it's sad. It's sad that they're just like, oh, I like him, and I'm like, oh, which appearance did you like him most in this book or that book? And they're just like, what? I don't know what you're talking about, bro. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, by then it's not really about like who's a true fan, but it's like can you at least tell me you tried to look into reading one book, please? That's all I want to hear. You tried, please. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Oh. But yeah, it's definitely impressive how we can remember a lot of these like topics we were gonna do.
I know it happens. Let's see. Which celebrity annoys you the most?
Oh.
God, there's a list of them, to be honest, but I'm a start with the most obvious one, the Kardashians.
Oh.
The Kardashians, Jenner clan. The reason why is because it's just it's just one of those things. It's one of those things that just like, come on now. Why are we doing this? Why are we doing this with these people? Why are we focusing on people who don't do anything and get paid a lot of money for it? And of course, everybody's like, well, they got companies. They got these companies after they did nothing. But let that have been somebody else doing a show like that. It wouldn't have stayed on air that long because y'all never would let it. But y'all let these stupid hoes be on TV for a long time and they are influencing the world. I don't understand that. I don't like that kind of stuff.
They just want stupid people to be stupid people, and that's just really sad, to be honest. Oh my goodness.
Let's see. Grin is non-binary in the Netflix cowboy out of nowhere. Anything to push the agenda, Taylor. And Mitch said you two are fun together. Thank you. I tried.
Oh, I love hanging out with Trey. It's like every once in a while, like we will have our debates about stupid stuff, but it's like at the end of the day, it's like all you just need to do is get us into the right mood with a new topic, like I don't know, some new book coming out or some new movie coming out, and then we'll be like, oh, okay, well let's focus on that. Let's both hate this, or like shit on it, throw it around, and see what happens.
And fun fact, guys, if you guys didn't know, Kate attacked me about Dear Evan Hansen. I'm just like, oh, girl. Oh, I was like, I feel attacked.
I'm sorry about that, dude. It's just that when I get into musicals and I see somebody talking about musicals, I will not hold anything back from you. Like,
I see.
I will be throwing punches, and then at the end of the day, I'm like, oh, shit. I didn't even apologize for that, Trey. Sorry about that. I was just like...
No, I mean, it's fine. I mean, you were very passionate about it. For me, I was like, I get where you're coming from, but I'm looking at it more of a plot-wise that I was just like, this is not a good story. Not like...
Yeah, the whole point was, like, the whole point of that, like, the whole plot in general was to show, okay, just because he's a, anxiety-ridden kid, and, like, I'm not trying to excuse anything from him, because obviously it was a fucking terrible idea to pretend to be friends with a dead kid, and it's just like it's kind of laughable in the right way, where it's just like, okay, it's kind of funny. Like, this guy can't save his shit. Like, I kind of look at it in a dark, humorous way, but like I can understand that some people are very uncomfortable with the plot, and I can agree there are some elements that really do piss me off that don't make sense to me, and I'm just like sometimes you just gotta laugh at it. Like, you just gotta laugh.
Yeah, I mean, for me, since I never saw the musical or anything, I'm going by the movie and I'm going by the plot of the entire musical, and I'm just like, wait, because people was praising Dear Evan Hansen, and I never knew about the plot. I never looked it up. I listened to the music and I said, oh, okay, cool. The music is amazing, but the way I was thinking about the music completely shattered my experience when I saw what the plot of the entire, movie, I mean, not movie, but the musical is itself. And I'm like, oh, these songs are not what I thought. wow, you guys ruined these songs for me. Because once I watched the movie and I saw why the songs were chosen, I'm like, oh my god, because like I said, I'm a Broadway person, but I haven't seen the Broadway, but I listen to the music.
Yeah.
So listen to the music without the context of the plot. These songs are amazing, but then you put them in the plot, and I'm like, whoa, these songs do not work. I was like, oh, like the if I tell her, the song If I Tell Her Everything.
Oh yeah.
Like that. I thought that was a beautiful love song. And then when I watched the plot,
yeah, that's kind of the humor of it, to be honest.
I was like, oh my god, this song is creepy, but it's a beautiful song.
I mean, I can understand it to an extent because, like, I, been an outcast. I never dated anyone, never got close to anyone in that kind of way. So it's like, I can understand it's kind of creepy if you really put a lot of thought into it. It's just like, okay, you've been watching me for a long time. Let's step a little back. Step a little back there. I'll contact you. I want to date you. No, thank you right now. Like, I can understand. Like, if I was in that situation, I would be fucking grossed out. Okay, if you're pretending to be friends with my dead brother, I mean, depending on which brother it is, I mean, okay, but never mind that.
I mean, to be honest, Kate, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna tell you the truth. Before I even watched Dear Evan Hansen, what I thought Dear Evan Hansen was about a boy. I thought it was about a boy who he was kind of a little loner, and he had broke his arm with an accident or whatever, and he met Connor, who became his new best friend, and he started growing and he started getting accepted by people because the more he was hanging out with Connor, the more he was getting over his anxieties and being not an outcast anymore. You know what I'm saying? This is before I looked at the plot. This is before I looked at the plot, and that's what I thought the song was. The movie was Connor writes him letters to tell him, hey, dear Evan, this is how things go, whatever stuff. It's like some kind of friendship thing or whatever, and then tragedy happens to Connor. I don't know what happened because, like I said, I'm going by what I was feeling from the songs, and something happened to Connor, which his family and Evan kind of mourned because he realized that his only friend, the person that was helping him get out of his shell, is gone. And Evan and the family come together using the memories of Connor to kind of create this kind of makeshift family and get inspired or whatever. That's what I thought the musical was about, but apparently I was wrong. Holy crap, I was wrong.
Understandable. That was my first impression, to be honest, as well. I was like, oh wow, this is so great. This guy's friends with this dude, and it's such a cute, sweet friendship. I love it. And then after learning what it really was, I'm just like, oh, okay. I mean, I understand where they were going with the plot. Like, okay, you can't excuse everyone from being an asshole or a bad guy, because Evan was truly a very bad antagonist to himself and everyone else. So it just kind of showed that this guy couldn't really control the situation, even though he could, but he himself was the antagonist of himself and everyone else. Like, ugh. I really wish they could have made it about what you just said, because that would have been more, heartwarming, fun, and it would just show a lot of like acceptance in trying to get over someone's death or moving on in a better way. But it's like, I guess they were going with something different. If I could, I would lie.
Watching the movie, I hate Evan. I walked away from in the beginning of the movie. I was like, okay, he's our main protagonist. We're gonna feel sorry for him. But once he did what he did to the parents, I was like, there is no coming back for you at this point. You can sing, you can cry, you can do whatever. No, I hate this character. After the movie was over, I was like, I ought to jump in the damn movie and beat his ass. Oh, shit. Like, what was that? Oh God, Kate, what was they thinking? God, if I can go to the writers,
really thinking at all. Let's be honest.
If I can go to the writers right now, I'd be like, change this damn plot. Like I'm talking about, I want to go back all the way in the past while they were writing it, and we're just gonna tweak it just a little bit. We're gonna tweak this story just a tad bit much to make it just a little bit better, because that ain't the business. That was not the business at all. Let's see. Mitch says DC is trying to make John and Tim the new Midnighter and Apollo. You don't need to. You got Midnighter and Apollo, which again, Kate, how many times have I been on this channel and I've been like, where is Apollo and Midnighter?
Yeah. You said
Like
it plenty of times. I can remember, like, it's probably more than 15 times actually.
They keep talking about that people like me and you hate LGBT characters, but every time I bring up original LGBT characters that don't have anything, they never want to use them though.
Yeah,
I don't understand that.
Weird.
I think that's why Eric July hates alternate realities and stuff, and I'm starting to agree. And I can and to be honest, Mitch, I can see why Eric is saying that, because it's not special like it used to be. Alternate realities used to be special, but now they use it as an excuse to do dumb stuff with it. You know? Hell no, don't give them ideas of putting Tim and John together. Yuck. They might Free Fire, bro. Parallel universes are fun though, because the multiverse theory has been explored in so much through fiction. It's understandable that it works with dealing with parallels. It's not for everybody. Yeah, Dominic, I mean, it's fun, but now they're using it as excuses to bring that crap into the main continuity, or to do it in the mainstream for whatever, or replace what was iconic and well known for the alternate reality bull crap, you know, and it's crazy. Amazon Lord of the Rings and Cinderella thoughts. Cinderella was garbage. And Lord of the Rings, I don't know. I don't think they should do it, but they're going to do it anyway. No. I don't care about Dear Evan Anson. It tried to be a knockoff 13 Reasons Why. I think Dear Evan Anson came out before 13 Reasons Why, if I'm correct.
It did.
I don't even know what Dear Evan is. Ezra, it's a Broadway play. It's very famous. It won multiple Tony Awards, which I don't think it should have, because now that I found out the fucking story, oh no, y'all, some of them awards need to get taken back for that bullshit. That damn screenplay was horrible. Talking about best original screenplay. No, the hell it wasn't. Not that I found out the plot. No, it wasn't. I'm sorry. I always like the alternate realities to be able to explore different ideas without breaking canon, but now they leak into canon, or people make excuses for movies, different universes. Yeah, and that's the problem. That is the problem right there. Let's see. Oh Lord, hold on, guys. I am sorry. Recently, I learned Luke Evans is gay. I never knew that, but it doesn't change. Wait, what?
What the
fuck? Hold it on, Dominic. Damn it. For real? Let me look him up. Luke Evans. Now I need to know stuff. I need to know. I must know. Holy crap, he is. Oh my God, I thought he was straight for years. I mean, wow. Look, listen to this, Kate. He says, they said that Evans is openly gay. During the 2000s, in an article of UK Gay Times, Evans stated that people would approach him in the gay pubs and to tell him that they could not believe that he's gay. I couldn't believe it either. Holy crap. I did not know that. Wow. I could have sworn he had a wife and kids. I'm not even gonna lie, y'all. I thought he had a wife and kids. You think you know somebody. Oh God. I can't wait to see Critical Drinkers tears the Eternals apart. I know, right? I heard a spoiler for the Eternals, and it sounds to me like a ripoff of two other characters. It probably is. Spider-Woman has been confirmed to appear in Spider-Verse 2. I'm hearing rumors that they're going to race swap her due to the fact that they cast a black woman to voice her. I hope not. I mean, you can cast a black person to voice the character, but don't race swap her. 13 Reasons Why the book is better than the live-action TV adaptation. Yeah, Dominic, I agree. Kate hasn't seen it yet, so we're not going to spoil it for her.
Yep.
Me too. I thought he was straight after all these years. I know. I thought Luke Evans had a wife and 3 kids. I'm not even gonna lie. I thought he did. You couldn't have told me, and I would have believed it. 13 Reasons Why book came out in 2007, and 10 years later, Dear Evan Hansen book came out 2017. Oh, okay. I did not know that. Taylor. Well, I guess 13 Reasons. Okay. All right. Wow. Who would have known?
Who would have?
Wait, Dear Evan Hansen was a book? Wow.
Oh my goodness.
This is great. This is something. This is wow. Mind blown. Oh God, mind blown.
Oh my goodness. I did not know I could make that many sketches in one night.
I know, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think that's everything for us tonight, guys. I think we
Oh,
talked about
sweet.
everything.
Oh,
I believe we got everything out
enjoy
of our
talking.
system.
It's just like my mind has been off and on lately. Like when it always gets to like, the 3-hour mark, I'm like, where am I? How did I end up here? I'm kidding, but it's like, oh my goodness.
Let's see. Jessica Drew in the Ultimate Universe is a clone of Peter, unlike her 616 counterpart. Yeah, I heard that was crazy. I don't know why I don't pay attention to the Ultimate Universe that much. I don't know why you don't, Azrael, because the MCU is the foundation off of the Ultimate Universe. So almost everything that you're seeing is from the Ultimate Universe. Oh, it's crazy. Let's see. I think we covered all of our topics that we wanted to talk about, guys.
Yeah.
For everything. I mean, we talked about it, and can you be able to yeah, I ran about 13 Reasons Why. I know Kate said that she's got to watch season 1. Once she watched
season 1, and that's it. Like, I don't know about like
once she watched season 1, then we'll rant about it, because let's be honest, season 2, 3, and 4 was not worth the business. To be honest, I was like, what the hell was that shit? Because the book stopped at where season 1 ends, so it was weird that they went further. Oh, y'all would love to see me rant about 13 Reasons Why. Everybody wants to see me rant about stuff.
Yeah.
I was on Anima channel, and they were like, "Oh yeah, I like this guy. He's over here ranting about the stuff."
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh wait, like with? I was just rereading that, and I'm like, oh, with you? Oh, like, okay, like.
Just out of curiosity, have you ever heard of Elsa Bloodstone, the Monster Hunter? Yes, I actually have heard of her. Have you ever heard of Marvel Exile from 2001? Yes, I have. I have heard of that book. I have no joy left in this life, only hate. I mean, at this point, Mitch, at this point. Oh, God. Okay. Oh, yeah. So we covered Image Union people who are stupid. We covered John Kent stuff that was fake. My disappointment in people who ran with the story, like, for once, can you guys defend the fans and stop trying to defend these companies? That's a matter of fact. Before I even go, let me talk about that for a second. That's the shit that aggravates me the most, Kate. Is that these YouTubers, Twitter people, Instagram people, bitches who I guess they're partners or they're friendly with people in the industry, think that they are allowed to say every positive thing about the industry and always will turn their backs on the fans themselves. And I'm like, but you're a fan. You claim that you're a fan, and yet you keep defending these poor choices for the company, and then you attack us, the fans, but we're in the wrong. I don't even understand that. How the hell that makes sense?
It does. It just doesn't.
Right? Like it doesn't make logical sense, to be honest. Like, for once, can you please defend the fandoms? And that's what I told your friend before. I was like, I'm more concerned about the fandom more so than the people who work their feelings, because you have to understand, like, yes, there are toxicity in fandoms, but you're not going to sit up here and keep constantly blaming the fandom for everything, because they choose people who got upset that said certain things and then try to be like, that's the whole fandom. No, it's not. But at the same time, you ain't making yourself any favors when they go out on their social media accounts and literally say several times how much they can't stand us, how much we're bigots, homophobe, racist, trolls, fake fans, and if you don't like my books, don't buy it. Okay, so if I'm all of this, then you can't get mad that my reaction towards you is negative or upset at you. But for once, I need people who are in a little bit more position of power, or influence. Can you guys please defend the fandom? Stop trying to say it's the fandom and stop trying to jump to those conclusions. And seeing this right now shows how stupid y'all asses is and how much pandering that you are to these companies, because you set up there and ran with the story, didn't really get all of that in there. And then you're going to sit up here and be like, oh, it's the fans' fault because they sent death threats. Bitch, everybody gets death threats all the time. See you guys. See you later, Deep Solar Night and Nights. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know, Kay, am I crazy or what?
You're not crazy.
I just don't understand why people are always quick to defend these companies more so than the fandom themselves. Remember, if y'all keep pushing the fandoms away, there ain't gonna be no more fandom to buy the stuff. There's only a few people holding on to the comic books themselves because you done made the comic books almost unbearably to read. Then the only reason why you even got anything is because you were lucky enough to have some merchandise and movies. And trust me, if you didn't have these movies, you barely wouldn't have merchandise, because the merchandise doesn't really sell that often neither. If you really think about it, go to these stores and see some of this merchandise. A lot of those merchandise don't move like people swear it does. And it's crazy, to be honest. I don't know. I just don't understand what's going on. Like, all I'm saying is I like what all right, Ezreal, see you later. We about to wrap it up in a minute anyway. And Brie Larson does suck, but I don't know. It's kind of like with when Henry Cavill, he defended us and he was like, no, I don't think the fans are toxic. I think they're passionate about things that they like. but I'm not going to sit up here and, you know, attack them. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about. And I just wish people would defend us. But on that note, that would be my little wrap up thing. Kate, you got anything left to say before we wrap up?
Just that I'm pretty happy that I got to talk about these situations as well. It's like it was surprising to hear what people were doing with the whole, oh, look at this situation going on with John Kent. Oh, look at this. It's like it's proof of how horrible the fandom is, and it's just like no, it fucking isn't. But my last words for this would have to be: stay true to the fan. Well, stay true to the fans. Stay true to, you know, the original artists and creators of these characters, and to keep, you know, to have a nice and safe night. I don't have much else to say. I'm just like, my mind's rambly.
Thank you, everybody, for staying in the stream. Oh, I'm so sorry, Prince, that you didn't get a chance to join us early. But you know, you can always watch the restream, and hopefully you'll make it to a next one. I'll probably try to do one tomorrow. And we'll see. But yeah, thank you for coming, everybody. Keep the diverse thoughts alive, beautiful people, till we meet again. All right, everybody. And with that, I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.